Dom management at Yase Amati aye Moana Mushe shoyi and Mutin na in fact it drew maybe not munya live on Facebook. Say Nyamia Dom, we are back on Facebook. About your Mutin ye Sauti show noa Fronia na ononsum show be catching the say Insure passports, yeah, back on Facebook. Apart from YouTube now, yes, streaming hono. Oko Facebook say yeah, honsono ayade adwumade no. Our live and after YouTube and so Insure TV. Ntia baby me na yes streaming Facebook Insure 104.5 FM. Sanso and YouTube Insure TV. YouTube Insure TV. And you know, baby abaso show no live biano. Obetimi ahwe na wasan etie the live YouTube Facebook yeah live awo honti ahun sam no edno no na oba waja o message no ho yakoba na messages am de baba ni na both YouTube and Facebook ni na no yabakenkan and so etimi edi amam na World Cup ne we do a proper review of quarterfinals say ya boy we are Yerem abo semi finals France Eshe Morocco come no mantimi anti Spain say Belgium e come you almost take kan back on Norway etoma England e try na come you a almost take kan back and na almighty Argentina almost say Switzerland e come yensa Switzerland e take kan back na sa claims na manfo ye even nyani pani na ebimo eso asa de no ha World Cup we no scripted FIFA person ya na Lionel Messi in Argentina no omeje World Cup no edisi omona so titu Argentina game amene Switzerland boy no sa controversies ni na no ansamo ha atie for yebedi san komo no enso ewo eye dwumadi eso na yabefi according to the local media. In fact Ghana Soccernet omo a report say coach Carlos Queiroz said the omo atitiano Black Stars adwuma no yerim say ha ne so onkobo World Cup no na emayen but the omo no atitino and so opinion no ansha GFA and sports ministry ni na no omesan am opinion no extension of 2 years na ononso abedi dwumadie no ade ama the Black Stars of Ghana titiru AFCON 2027 yebetimi enso akon opinion no ena empenifo pese amudi dwumadie no esene sa no kudi dwuma no ade ama oman kronkron Ghana na ensam na basia osonso no otimi wram kakra na odi nkomo na ha se de honsam no enso esitenti yakoba na enkomo na o Carlos Queiroz ninsam no hono and so yetimi adi awo dwumadie so of course black maidens qualification no so timi enya no and so hon komo awo ha ni dina no yakoba na yabedi san komo no awo dwumadie so enti ya live our Facebook Insure 104.5 FM Facebook Insure 104.5 FM we are back on Facebook and na YouTube Insure TV YouTube Insure TV enti baby abaso show ni bia no obetimi ahwe enso mpamcho predict and win so mo mudi ani nyina no mudi wa ha with the Spain Belgium game no Nana Poku Estabuache Abdul Kasim and Charles Sam Rante 9 okay baba kuka ho a enti nipa nan amutie mi mpamcho se amutie show na Nana Poku Estabuache Abdul Kasim and Charles mutie mi a McBerry biscuit mo wini bi a chena t-shirt eka ho plus phone. But the second batch and Bobo was with the Momo de Munya, McBerry biscuit t-shirt and a channel. Florence Dixon Quill, sorry. I say Cheba for Collins and Robert. Bianca Saminia Robert, Mutie Shona, Mundinano, Mumra, na Momeje Ayamachede and so Emfa and Fimatia for any agent so na yako amenia bye din sama kanina no and so to me at the Abramo. Richard, good morning.
Wuda or no, yes, boss. Wasi Wuda, one no your panelists at the ya can say political talk show Osiwuda entertainment. Na wutimi dwunu wa bizaze na
adisua na me manager ho.
Die kwa na identity
manager ho. Unim Gabi.
Ba wa adwunu so.
O manager ho.
Unim eno a metwedi na eba mti na mse. Eye o mo se dabo ya adwen kese, be da adwen kese no. Dabo ni Osiwu difference bi. Sapa se ya. Yam fa adwene pa tutu ade ho de. Osiwu yamu akwaba. Yamu akwaba.
First of all, coach ni de onko 13th August ne so onko. Oh, and say haya na metena ka sika ko no onya de empam no. Nti coach no onko. Na onko not because say Ghana ko World Cup ni afrim. World Cup 2026. Ghana ye modern bono. Ene se di team ne tie no. Ba bi edru ye na ne ahoden.
Okay.
Ya hoden ane round of 32 no. Eti me nyina no so nkase ye mfampam coach. Na se sika ko no ko South Africa ko ball draw na oba e metena sika je PJ se wo nko. De na me gina so me se ball na me hwe no. Me she group stage now. Said your boy against Panama, England, Croatia. Me no problem with that. Because yeah, the team ni man just 2 months before the World Cup. About a little about 3 or so 2 friendly matches. Eti then I may expect your free no be defend find a goal 3 teams they be qualify na qualify. Now against Colombia, Gabi. And now no pena me can wo Love FM say ma wo producers no ene wo data for no and check say in the history of the World Cup yabo knockout game wa team bi person otika a wanya shot on target da
na obi si da atika
etina me say ye coach no sa match no ene said the oye na mehu say omwaye enye firi na ya free mu no.
Okay.
Coach I show by 12 minutes to the 14th minute. Now we chase the game. Knockout. Uko ye show 3 a uko fie. Ye show 5 a uko fie. Ye show 1 a uko fie. Na sa match no. Ye pese ye tieka. Ye nya shot on target. 2. When you say the last 15 minutes no. Ye goalkeeper na ye 10 overs by 7. Wachi ball na ye take an into no abasim na nkofo na asa age nko bia ho no masa age akosi omo aso no masa attack ye wan kan kan kire keeper no how tactically indisciplined Semenyo was in the last 20 minutes of the game. Obi a play as a left wing player and once on in front no akoda ha because Jordan Nhyira ne hu nyina box ni na Semenyo ni na musa de na ye coach ni ye fa ho. Iti ono no de onko enye ono na diga na beko yanim omwaye Gabi me ka de we ene 11th July say de me ka sike akono de no me say Carlos Gross omwaye unim say Egypt for no ya fa no no mo sere ye am say coach we ba Egypt wo defense nkwa onya se musuma sa akwa no iti ono de any time no so onko 4 months no de wabegi skani bia onko me say omwaye. Now Gabi okay 2006 ni 2010 team no ene me pese me chire mu pa no bia ni hu ba bia ye free ba papa unse kane no na aban ene yi GF president to aban ne yi GF president eti Alhaji Jawula aban ne yi no chama Rollins and President Rollins ne yi no owura Ben Kofi President Kofi ne fa no Nyahota makulu President Kufuor na fa no etikane no na eye aban ene yi GF president na GF vice president no Galkafuor e de naba etikosi nya ntachi no Galkafuor na de ne baaye ene obeye Nyahota makulu no vice president awo GF etu omka se ye betu Nyaho se banche no so se Galkafuor ni na tu no abra na Nyaho wo se Nyaho de enti ne de ne baaye Owura Kufuor baaye no ene okofa Owura Ben Kofi won say no Owura Ben Kofi apart from so we blaster coach tete no say good football administration no akọ Zimbabwe akọye omo football amomo ɛne kofa ne ba yeso o meye but because of how an demeanor te so okasa kra ohu no na Ghana no on se football for no omde omsika hyem no omo fa ne so ode asem ba kra omse omo mpene owura Ben Kofi ne ka say ode 5-year development plan ba yemfa nye ye football na ade a wohu ne say yentimi progress ye youth players no emfa ma Black Star na wono ne ye ni hwehwemu no ya na players no mu bro 17 na yede omo kɔ no so enti ye introduce bibia yede correct age ne bɛkɔ na omo progress saa na football for no authority ano odi bibia ba na football galka ni saa football for no division 1 for ne wa asɔre atia no ofiri wono na owura kofo se onkofa owura nya hotamakulu oso owura nya hotamakulu eba politics ma wache paa o kumi preko no MPP o yepanyini wo mu paa kumi preko na GD 95 no oka wo no organize one na na do danko akufo do ne Tarzan mu ena owura kofo kofa no based on the na wo de ayenya hotamakulu Ben Kofi no o say has renaissance na ba ho 89 no owura nya hotamakulu na de ba yo opamo has place mpanyifo ni nyina ekofa musical ofo no shamoko emu baaye no ono a nya otamaklo na de baaye ona pepamo has mpanyifo ni nyina 89 no kofa musical youth fo no baaye ana shamoko emu ka ho no a omo baaye be ma has baaye na yi no etino am say okay ne ekofa ne bade a gakafo ni ntimi mfa no so ono so baaye no yes o de saa ade ne beba no na football fo no sorry tia no eno na ma gaka panyini bi ekoka ase nya ho ye betu ni se banchi wo radio so ana saa de ne nam radio so no ena omutu no na chese kwesinya ntachi no a oye vice no aba be ye acting president na de ora kwesinya ntachi hu se ne ekọ no ena in 2007 omuko register GFA no as a limited company by guarantee enti GFA no eye omudia o etise multimedia sana GFA ne tie etu omu ko register ne saa no ne je no omo ba ba di omo ho eye de omo ye but o she Ben Kofi ade na ode baaye na wo ka 2006 owura sese atuko efio ade bi si ye started professional football 93 no ye players ne started kwa aburuchire but na local players nso enti ye ko tournament on se Buake disaster ye 84 ye G82 no 82 a Ghana J e wo Libya no 84 na ye de ma coach Afrane no eno ne ye ko Cote d'Ivoire a ye friend Buake disaster na ye say coach Afrane de left for nko an akobobo no ama ye free mu no aha eti 84 e ye Buake disaster ye Afcon ye ko ye ne defending champions ye free mu first round. Yes, if Bruce Afrane the left, let's say okay, is our left. 88 yan qualify, 86 yan qualify, 88 yan qualify, 90 yenimniesi Algeria, and then 92 yenip Cote d'Ivoire kobo penalty 11-12 no, and then 94 Rashidi Yakini mu ye free mu no, and na Kalusha Bwala mu omu fa new team after omu wu ye no, e final omu ni Nigeria no, 96 no. Ye ko semi final South Africa 98 and your first game ye share Tunisia and ye lose ye 2 games no ni mombe wake no Odama Ashanti Gold or Boasi Gold Face Togo ye ntimi anhye no and abedidi na football ba wie ye etine chese sa team na 92 omabo ya no na oma ayi ba wie ye and ye be host 2 can 2000 na mamenka sembinchiro ye ko Ecuador 95 no under 17 no multi system coach Samade unim say ye bedru Ghana na ye J Cup no Audu Isaka Emmanuel Bentel mu team no omu bisa coach Samade and o say team na ye de koye no de obeya de afri mu pa no wa mo tournament ni bida omu bisa ne say ho ya Steven Apia o Steven Apia ko Ecuador 95 o Audu Isaka mu de no ko bi eti ye be build this team no ene ye di omo maka wo abedi siki akono be ye captain e di ball Ghana 2000 no ena South Africa be ye free Kumasi se abonga no vete no abra think like J red card no free mu esi ye no ene ye de Black Star emma coach Atukwa Efio na coach Atukwa Efio no wo de akwa under 1799 wo New Zealand ye goalkeeper Emmanuel Banahene Lawrence Kenya Ibrahim Razak Kwakudua de no bokotoko no Steve Oduro Ibrahim Atiku satem na esi ebo number 5 esi ene 730 na nebo 4 and 5 under 17 no nti esi one start ball as midfielder no obo number 5 Magana under 17 no Nathaniel Lamte Benadombote ena Ismailado ena Steve Oduro ye de Black Star ma Atukwa Efio no under 20 no ena ekodi na afrane ho ekodi na afrane ho ne ye kwa African Cup under 20 ena Atukwa Efio ebo World Cup 2002 qualifier against Liberia ewa Accra ena Christopher Rie any president no George Weah ebe she ye 3-1 ewa Accra ena Atukwa Efio say eye foreign based players no from omu ade omu nya ade enti won from omu biem ede eno ne ma ode has team no plus Lawrence Ejay ekobo Nigeria wa Accra ne ye 0-0 no na sa match ne be koso no na coach Afrani di ni team no ewo African Cup no ena Atukwa Efio ka kire GF say omo nkofa has fo makoma 3 na was under 20 ni no emre no no fa meka has team ne ho fanhia Nigeria Stella Steven Tete ena Ismailado ye ko World Cup under 20 no Argentina no Saviola mo de no mo share ye no ena coach Afrani say on fa has players training nko because obi a wa prepare ni team dey go tournament na GF abeyi players 3 asem we uko TB we he ena o say what the civil drone so ka ho because on make us we onu coach Afrani no eye kotokoni ena we has for 3 dey free mu because Gabi bisa won say ye ko Africa under 20 no civil drone come no a team of the tournament no ho ade ne ye ko World Cup ayem fa ne nko wa bisa won sa de we eno ne ma coach Afrani so di civil drone ka ho wan kwa under 20 ni bi no ye ko ye no ena esi ye ko bo midfield adukwe papo beka team ne ho John Pence who say John Pence no number 10 no obobreku ma Arsenal no obo number 10 Ghana League no ena ye de ko bo right back ena John Mensah ba mu Patrick Villas Sulemuntari Derek Boateng Razak Pimpon Benli di attack no because ya Ismailado e free mu Gabi ya build this team way ya ko final against Argentina ya the team na mo Sam Dudu or ko Mali 2002 and what the players ni bi kan ho eno na okofo ko say Jesse nye aye de pam ni free camp Isaac Boache go no Gabi sa team no ena boa ye eme ye ko ye first World Cup Ghana team players ayenya ni akọ World Cup da yes ye mu team from sa under 20 no John Mensah Derek Boateng Sulemuntari John Pencil Michael Essien enyo mo na de ye ko World Cup no asamwaja ni Sylvia Pia mo be kan ho no na chese under 20 no from under 17 no aboa ye ya no ma progress de akọ first World Cup ye ko ye first World Cup no ena 2009 bobo team no ekoji first under 20 World Cup Africa aje ewo Egypt de da you Jonathan Mensah Rabiu Mohammed Ajiman Bedu Dominique Diya Samuel Linkum eti ye di team ni ma Milo no aye ko African Cup ewa Angola no esi empra tournament no Silva Pia ntimi anko bi a lot of the big names no muntari mu nyina no antimi ena Milo fa under 24 na bobodi o makoje no de da you mu no opoku Ajiman mu edi beka asamwaja ho ene ye ko final ene ye de sa team no so ka ho ade ko World Cup no ene ye ko quarter final sankofo na ne boa yen 2010 ye ko World Cup quarter final 2012 African Cup ye ko semi final the Asamoah say penalty against Zambia semi final no Zambia ko je no 2013 South Africa de Burkina ye free mu no ye ko semi final 2015 ye ko final the day you mu now abra esiamu under 20 muntari mu free ho no the day you move under 20 no sa de ye be ko final semi final me ye ko drew AFCON final 2017 yes I ko semi final bisa won say dey na free ho no yentimi en group stage bi also cry and qualify after the day you under 20 no yenya under 20 bi aya ade bi
David yenya bi am
it gabi yemi say yan say I am near coincidence ana it cannot be now no you go under 20 no na ya anya ade a on yem progressive players no ni akofa ba ku bi afrim no mo maka na yejeje o mo saa ni ene na mo pepe players because who pay players ye boni but if you don't work towards ade no a no one building with team no from the youth when yes our players no are more together. I'm telling you upa kone kofa mo have renard no upa kone kofa enko bia
so baby adima free nyina ye say upa say o che say your problem ni your coaching issue but a systematic way of doing
exactly me say upa kone kofa Avram Grant on oba ya no obeye ode ye call final no everyone you no na eji eye say woko ubekwa kofa coach oma wo ball ni nkwa animu abra yem fan hihye yengu akwa mu a ye be develop ye youth game no na players no mo bebo youth tournament no omo be progress steadily aba be hyem wo Black Star no eyen kakra Germany omo 2004 omo antimi qualify ponko Euros omo free mu ntem no mo ho kire omo eye obi anwanwa say Germany under 21 for na kwaji Euro under 21 2009 no omo na kwaji World Cup ne ma omo 2014 enye goalkeeper man no ya Sami Khedira Mesut Ozil Jerome Boateng Thomas Müller Gabi bisa won say eye den na sa under 21 for na no ena kwaji World Cup ne ma omo 2014 ye no ye ni nam
nti na ma ye football na ye sa mini Carlos Queiroz adwuma no ya de man na obetimi aye anasa sa system call na be man afili Habib
I was he system they were handling
any system aye the progressive players to the national team
na no ya adwun say best sir nso was think asa na me hwendi din if we are not ready to change the ebe bia no emfa we ma when the resources on the ma me wo we have no say and you say any see you will say ne the ACCA at the end of the day it ends here there are people ya to aba ayi wo mo maybe or then common free akwa echiria 80s aba 90s abidu 2000s and say abidu baby genius
na your football progression
that time. Now we were having people ready, say they want to do things this way to make sure say tomorrow becomes better than today. And that is if yes, then we can do it. If no, I'm sorry, me know how things are done in football ecosystem. And there are so many things that na uhu you ask yourself questions. Aya na de ye me ya ewo ye nyina ye ho. When I say ye nyina ye ho people running football. I put myself in that bracket because I run football. Say ye nim the right na kwesi metie say minimo. Na we me nua, we madamfo ana we me boss. Me pe wa sempa me hu se wo ya ade na ya me bo wabaso me hu se o ye de nya I should be bold enough to tell you say kwesi onua we die I think that den
yeah bros be hono so na ye ntanye no
the biggest problem of young blacks to accept criticism say fifia hu abi bo so abi de ndra we de nka wo ye ni say ya nka e beboa
no
enemy me I have one thing was winning me from Titi Eba BC obi a me ya adwuma pon frame abi be na me tie wo Nhyira wa fire pa na wo ya ade pa na ma ka me da se the oba frame na obeka so o ya ade pa but say me pa no ne de more than the obo ma ba so no unim de ntia me ja ba so bone nko no grow you need to have people who will be there to be at your back and say do ya wo free abasa we no so mu a ebebu we hu odene for you see. The biggest challenge I say people now are running football. I cannot put everything on ABR administration head nor down and say Keto Krekwe say Keto Krekwe say he's a human. On Timiniana.
Yeah.
President DNTI na ye boni di bebre ekabia yatikro was one Ghana man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. O man ne koyia yesi mampani Mahama. An koyia say yesi mampani Mahama. You do light say President Mahama, but ideally so nyaj mo easy na VRU is one way. But he supersedes the affairs of those things. No na edit amount for akoto and say they should take charge. Enti anunti na edru bebi a sobo na ekon. I sat in a meeting. Something happened. I was meeting him. And I was the one who raised that concern. Said, Mr. President, this, that. It's happening. I was grown man. And some factor say, see, I was football.
GFA meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
And he looked in the face and said, my brother, what you just mentioned, Ghana, and I said, yes, Mr. President. He said, my brother, before man and God, I don't know. But I take full responsibility. So let me apologize on this, that, because I have people have put in trust in. Maybe BBC and they are sure. And it's not everything that will come to my notice. And are we are a I have never heard of it. Kofono me in charge, also in Chiremi. And I'm surprised that can omoteha and omajia to say indeed is here. So what it means is that there are some of the things if you're prompting attention and say you're trying to it could be done differently. But all of us want to praise. And upon my platform, so I had a call 2 days ago from Efi Penny, when the person said this, that. Continue say me time will be and I mean do will be me do nipa. Asem na me time asem. GFA ya de ya me born abaso 100%. Omoye de nya I'll criticize. I'll not insult. I wasn't trained to come and insult people on radio. Enti say manipa ni hu say say that person oba appreciate what kwesi aka no krena kire me fifi aka no krena kire me ye ni see is the interest of Ghana football where Ghana ni bia ni ho a because let me say it on this biggest platform Ghana ni bia ni ho a ope football e wo kuma yi e chen ketokreku ni ngofo no mo ye we no do you know why ana ye ko work up no if you ko America ni bi because you ko bi me ko bi ketokreku edu American embassy a GFA president onko we obeko nti between me and enemy no when about no penny yi ono na di so mfa so kese bibi ba omo na eye nti they benefit more than any other and the footballers we ni match na aside send any age no bonus ni we all support how the NJ ka oji win bonus ni bi they won't win more than us just that se niema bia ntutu said yes to na ye nya de ye pe no. And that is one thing I will say. The people are around the football. So it is not everybody who criticizes what you're doing and the time. If you are not able to differentiate between constructive criticism and hatred, you end up putting all of them in one basket. In some bar, that's a basket because you've putting them in a certain way. I wouldn't say where would they enemies and also my time for no. And some na nipa ne can about pa, but you don't even pay attention.
So they are okay. They are in corresponding to Sekaros Kuros bit my head.
Me cast me abisiasem so.
Okay.
Ketokreku befa the Ghana Football Association as Penia or Dano for 7 years, echo 8 years. Adia ba ko onya ade wo ho. And Black Stars na appointing correct head coach for Black Stars.
Within 3 minutes in part of you, mommy.
On for coach Papa ma Black Stars. The administration. On for coach Abaka say coach we die. The only time I mo try is on for coach Papa no. The on for curious.
Okay.
And also I was against the appointment because baby ani ejina no anytime on pam to adon me say na ye hia a coach or for a short term.
Okay.
Na ham no na esi dada. Woke up near Nkoyeshi. Tino say ye the right and the tour. Na coach chrono baba no onyu so woke up and friendship project na say. Damn the consequence. The ABCBR he built from that we know the atwas. At Baba born in African. He's saying we are now going back to square one. Because a friend yes ya pay a different coach. Can screw a same man into us. There is no way the man ever man. Ubusami will question now Ubusan and me ya no the amoa. On this I will say the man.
I didn't.
And I didn't know why I say the Black Stars man. About 4 matches. Panama up in Michelle. Yeah, history. Yanko woke up my team more brow football woke up na sense that e bin see that. Yeah, 5 times I woke up. Go and check your history. Enti yeah do to ado crown call woke up na standing kebe Panama. Ebi England na nko ntime modro nti oba Panama na nkebe som. Oto ado anse Korea. 2021 na mu revi. Omo nya ade ense Panama for. Oto ado she omo. There was nowhere na Panama betim nia. But the numpo hwe brebre anagana e bobo atia Panama na ye defensive game. We am nso. Ni ya defend this last minute ena nyame ama yin chikonya asa go no. E bedru England ena ye di ahon odi nyina be ball defensive we. Last match Croatia ready ye. E do knockout we said na Australia na obi a opesa we go no abobo 90 minutes wa am we a. Opesa hu say the entia curious and say the adwuma ne mana. Kutie Jordan Ayew after match in the interview on ye bra pa Nhyira Smith. Letie ye center back even say Jerome Opoku and Nhyira Smith utie wi a eno nko sa 2 interviews sum up everything the players na nkasa kro hu Carlos Cruz man is not the right man for the Black Stars job.
Don't mean
Tie. Say ye ko abontia ko pe coach nso a. Ye pe coach one time premium. Once and for all.
Okay.
Yeah, for man in famano. Yeah, ye matra ma kwa for 7 years. Oh, Black Stars. Check your coaches are for.
Fifi Manfred, brama na me ye hena ye ntika kran to achi mfama ye college no na enu nti na ma ye football na yesa meni Carlos Queiroz adwuma no ya de mana obetimi aye anasa sa system kro na be mana feel Habib
I was he system they were system they were
any system aye the progressive players to the national team
na no ya adwun say best sir nso was think asa na me hwe di if we are not ready to change the ebe bia no emfa hwe ma when the so Sunday ma me we have no say and you say any say you will say ne the ACCA at the end of the day it ends here. There are people that to aba ayi omo baby a ordin in common free akwa echiria 80s aba 90s abedu 2000s and say abedu baby genius
ni na your football progression
that time now we were having people ready say they want to do things this way to make sure say tomorrow becomes better than today and it is if yes then we can do it if no I'm sorry we kwanja menu nyina nim how things are done in football ecosystem and there are so many things otiachiri na hu a you ask yourself questions aya na de ye me ya ye nyina ye ho when I say ye nyina ye ho people running football I put myself in that bracket because I run football. Say you name the right and I kwesi metie say minimo now we minua we madam fo ana we me boss me pe wa sempa me hu say wo ya ade na ya me bo wa baso me hu say oh ye de nya I should be bold enough to tell you say kwesi onua we de I think that den
yeah boss be hono so na ye ntanye no
the biggest problem of young blacks to accept criticism say fifia hu abi bo so abi de ndra we de nka ho ye ni say ya nka be boa
eno ano no
enemy me I have one thing was winning me from Titi Eba BC Obia me ya adwuma pon o frame o abi be na me tie wo Nhyira wa fire pa na wo ya ade pa na ma ka me da ase the oba frame na obeka so o ya ade pa but say me pa no ne de ne more than the obo ma ba so no unim de ntia me ja ba so bone nko no grow you need to have people who will be there to be at your back and say dua ya wo free abasa we no so mu a ebebu we hu odene fa ye ni see the biggest challenge ye wo kroma ni say people now run football. I cannot put everything on ABR administration head no down say keto krekwa say keto krekwa say he say human on timi nye ni nyina president the NTI na ye boni din bebre eka bia yati kroma was one e Ghana man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama o man ne koyia ye semampani Mahama ankoyia say semampani Mahama ye dum light say President Mahama but ideally so nya admo easy na VRUs on way but he supersedes the affairs of those things no na edit amount for akoto and say they should take charge enti anu nti na eduru bebi a sobo na ekon. I sat in a meeting. Something happened. I was meeting him. And I was the one who raised that concern. Said, Mr. President, this, that. It's happening. I was grown man. And some factors say, see, I was football.
The GFA meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
And he looked in the face and said, my brother, what you just mentioned, Ghana. And I said, yes, Mr. President. I said, my brother, before man and God, I don't know. But I take full responsibility. So let me apologize on this, that, because I have people have put in trust in. Maybe BBC and they are sure and it's not everything that will come to my notice. And there we are, I have never heard of it. No me in charge no emo so nkyere me and I'm surprised say o kan omote ha and o ma gie to say indeed esi. So what it means is that there are some of the things if you're prompting attention and say you train na it could be done differently, but all of us want to praise and upon my platform. So I had a call 2 days ago from Efi Penny, when the person said this, that, continue say me time will be and amendo will be me do nipa asem na me time asem GFA ya de na ya me born abaso 100%. Omo ye de nya I'll criticize, I'll not insult. I wasn't trained to come and insult people on radio. Enti eti say manipa ni hu say eti say that person oba appreciate what kwesi aka no kre na kire me fifi aka no kre na kire me ye ni see is the interest of Ghana football where Ghana ni bia ni ho a because let me say it on this biggest platform Ghana ni bia ni ho a ope football e wo kuma yi e check to kreku ne ngo fo no mo ye we no do you know why ana ye ko World Cup no fi you ko America ni bi because you ko bi me ko bi keto kreku edu American embassy a GFA president onko we
obeko
nti between me and enemy no na ball no open yi ono na di so mfa so kese bibi ba omo na eye nti they benefit more than any other at the footballers o win match na aside say na ni age no bonus ni we all support how the NJ ka oji win bonus ni bi they won't win no more than us just that say niema bi antoto say the say to na ye nya de ye pe no. And that is one thing I will say. The people are around the football. So it is not everybody who criticize what you're doing and the time. If you are not able to differentiate between constructive criticism and hatred, you end up putting all of them in one basket. It is some bar, not some basket because you've putting them in a certain way. I wouldn't say where would they enemies and also my time for no. As some na nipa ne can about pa, but you don't even pay attention.
So they are okay. They are in corresponding to Sekaros Kuros bit my head.
Because my abisiasem so.
Okay.
Keto Krekuba fa the Ghana Football Association as Penia or down for 7 years, echo 8 years. Adia Bakua Onya, dear one, AM Black Stars appointing correct head coach for Black Stars.
Within 3 minutes in part of you, mammy.
On for coach Papa ma Black Stars, the administration. On for coach Abakase, coach Widie. The only time our mo try is on for coach Papa no. The on for curious.
Okay.
And also, I was against the appointment because baby ani ejina no anytime on pamu to adon me say na ye here a coach or for a short term.
Okay.
Na ham no na esi dada. Woke up near nkwaye ti no say ye the right thing the to na coach krono obaba no onyu so woke up na mfanship project na say damn the consequence. The ABCBR, he built from that. We know the Atwas. Adibaba was born in Africa. He's saying we are now going back to square one because friend yes, I could pay a different coach. Carlos Q was man in Twaso. There is no way the man man. Ubusami will question now. Ubusami me ya no the amoa. On this I will say the man.
I didn't.
And I didn't know why I say the Black Stars man. About 4 matches. Panama up in Michelle. Yeah, history. Yanko woke up my team. Omo brao football mu World Cup na sense da e bin see that you 5 times ya World Cup go and check your history enti ye do to ado kra na call World Cup na standing ke be Panama e bia England na nko ntime modro nti oba Panama na nke be som o to ado anse Korea 2021 na mu revi omo nya ade se Panama fo o to ado she omo there was nowhere na Panama betim nia but the numpo hwe brebre anaga na ebobo atia Panama na ye bo defensive game we am nshi near different this last minute and then Yama in Chikonya as I go. The bedroom England and the idea how didn't have a ball defensive way. Last match Croatia already it drew knockout. We said now Australia now be our person we should go no about 90 minutes. Why am we are? Opeso who said the entire curious and say the man Kutie Jordan are you after match in the interview on it Yabra and Gary Smith. Letty your center back event say Jerome Opoku and Gary Smith Utie we are and no sa 2 interviews sum up everything the players na Kasakura who Carlos Cruz said man is not the right man for the Black Stars job.
Don't mean
Say you call Abontia ko pe coach so a yem pe coach one time premium once and for all.
Okay.
Yeah, for man for man. Yeah, yem try my for 7 years. Oh, Black Stars. Check your coaches are for.
Fifi Manfred, bra na me yen hena yen tika kran to achi mfama ye college no na enu nti na ma ye football na ayesa menim Carlos Queiroz adwuma no ya de mana obetimi aye anasa sa system call na be mana feel Habib
I was he system they were on
any system aye the progressive players to the national team.
Na no ya adwin say best sir. Unso stay kasa na me hwendi din. If we are not ready to change the ebe bia no emfa hwe ma. When the so Sunday ma me wo. We have no say. And you say you see you will say yes say ne the ACCA. At the end of the day it ends here. There are people that to aba ayi wo mo. Maybe I order in common free akwa chiria 80s aba 90s abidu 2000s and say abidu baby genius
na your football progression
that time now we were having people ready say they want to do things this way to make sure say tomorrow becomes better than today and that is if yes then we can do it if no I'm sorry, Menu nim how things are done in football ecosystem. And there are so many things that you ask yourself questions. Aya na de me ya. When I say people running football. I put myself in that bracket because I run football. Say you name the right and I go see me say minimo. Now we are we are my downfall, and now we are my boss. Me pe wa sempa. Me hu say oh ya de na ya. Me bo abaso. Me who say, oh, yeah, the I should be bold enough to tell you, say, because when you are with the I think that then. The biggest problem of young blacks to accept criticism, say, Fifia who Abi was so Abi the Andra we the Nenka any say ya, Nkebeboa, enemy. Me, I have one thing. Was winning me from Titi Eba Bicine. Obia, me ye, my poor frame or Abi, let me tell you, Nhyira, what fire pana, we are dear pa, Nama come dasi. The other frame of a castle, oh, yeah, dear pa, but say, me for no any more than the Obama Basso. Unim dintia. Me job was born in no grew. You need to have people who will be there to be at your back and say, do you are free?
Nhyira passports yepe ewo eye Facebook mo de to ye ne management enso kodi nkomo se nyame adom problems ana ye wo our Facebook ni nyina no it has been rectified and into no the tennis se America saying your life our Facebook se Nhyira passports your life our Facebook obo Nhyira 104.5 FM obetimi ahwe dwumade ne live ewo Facebook ye streami ewo ho sanso na mo nso mo pay YouTube Nhyira TV na no nso no dwumade no eye live ewo ho nti efi enne ede kode Nhyira passports we are back on Facebook Nhyira 104.5 FM edna YouTube ti bia apeso hwe show ni bia no obetimi ahwe enso nti fra onua na eka chense se de nyame adom mo complaints ne tie yeah back our Facebook obetimi ahwe dwumade no. And so, say, Osha the quarter finals na ye movie at the semis. Na France, Morocco, come no man to me ante. Spain and so Belgium. A come no more take cano back on Norway to Emma England trying to come or take cano a year back on Argentina. And so share Switzerland a come Emma Switzerland a take cano and so a year back on a sag gave no a moon sempi. In the nanny biddy sound common. And so etimi edi amamo Fifi Manfred Kovi good morning now to saying
nyame adom hoye
edi amia se na weekend ko saying
it was a good weekend. I got good rest the whole of Sunday so that was a good weekend.
Okay.
Rest for me and I think that's the most important thing.
I don't know say me to kasa but as I was kakra.
Then I don't know because maybe I'm going to
yeah.
say
Collins Mr. Mumrana mun check if you in mama na say ne voice no work check.
What more transfers makoya?
Transfers.
More transfer mu na maga.
Ebi ni dia he.
There be unti ana.
Minti.
Unti say Marco Villa akuriwi.
Aston Villa.
Yeah. Marco farm midfield and front. So Marco Villa midfield be na try come with.
Oh, Abranti.
I don't revenue.
Oh, nye Chelsea for Adamfo. Oh, madam. You Telemans. Now the ref do the yam.
Senior. Yes,
Telemans. Na Chelsea net ne wo so se ya. Afu bia tuasun akwawi. Oba Manchester.
What do you make of it?
Good player. Excellent addition.
Premier League proven.
Yes.
Number 8.
And a player bia wa Chelsea that dem peno.
Number 8 waiting about 6 Asaka.
Yili Telemans.
Yuri Telemann. And if you are reading from most of the outlets, Manchester United, all parties involved, including Aston Villa, have agreed a deal for a brand new friend Yuri Telemans to come to Manchester United so Juma. For me, I've said it several times. One of the most underrated midfielders of Premier League in him. He doesn't get the credit for the job that he does. Even at time I know Leicester City crown, I don't think Yuri Telemans got the credit that he should have gotten as a midfielder. And adding Yuri Telemans to Andre Santos, now already Bruno Fernandes, then you are going to add now near the midfield no Obia Oye basically a ball winner
United in FIFA. And I like the fact that maybe because Carrick, a midfielder himself, is able to spot the right midfielders and then bring him to the club. It's a very good deal. And a Manchester United, I call you for Brentford friend Yuri Tillman. And also even the role of play for the Belgian national team in the just ended World Cup. He was very instrumental for Rudy Garcia. At some point in time, he was a captain of the Belgian national team. So it tells you how much of the quality of Brentford friend Yuri Tillman Kita, and that is Premier League proven. Premier League proven power. Then I am Brentford friend Yuri Tillman. And I think you add up this year. Moment for pair. Nanka mo call Matheus Fernandes from West Ham and Torian Fondi 85 million Kofire, then Sandro Tonali 100 million. It looks as if in the last 2 deals Amari has been very sensible. And I don't say.
And so to shade too much.
No, but saying shade.
Shade now to
you. No.
So okay, sense what I mean that as a previous yeah in the answer sebi then you send him.
No, as a American,
it has been sensible. So it means that the previous one I didn't know. Sebi. Then you send him.
No, that does not mean. So because idea we nyansa woman and don't just say ni awaye no on compare. What I'm trying to say is that when you chance and Kabe sign Matheus Fernandes, 85 million. United said they'll be mentor, Toria Makoto. You could have bought Sandro Tonali. It's not as if United don't have money. 100 million. United said mentor, Tottenham Makoto. That could have been 185 million. And also, okay, me were 48 million daho plus 2. Me the back Chelsea for Andre Santos.
So a prudent spending.
Prudent means sensible. It means wise. It's the same thing. Oh, who far away die? Man, I who a Ghana ni pa. Ghana ni na se me pacho. I go say me crew make you happy for me pacho. Me say ya boa. It's like I say ya boa. That's your prudent sensible. The same thing.
You say Hanwa any diplomatic.
So send him to me.
So we send to maybe.
Meanwhile, the other time be sensible.
That's all no papa kasa. That's da. What's my okay there? There's no sense. It doesn't make sense.
This okay say asima okay
I said da what's me there? Kakra. So you catch up papa said da what's my okay there? I said asa no kra no on fa who can nyansa nim no. We are there now be fifio.
I mean Rich, honestly speaking, meaning for you as a United fan,
okay,
what do you make of the 2 deals now? I
think said the okay,
yeah,
good addition.
Yeah.
And more the Premier League experience.
Yeah. Especially for Yuri Tillman.
Yeah, Yuri Tillman.
Yeah.
Obianim Abrante no from Leicester, right?
Yeah, from Leicester. No,
then,
Leicester is not called Aston Villa, yes.
Yeah. To Aston Villa. So when it comes to the experience of war Premier League very, very, very vast. And I think say getting him about yen camp no and obey me aboy with the because on say Kofi Makacho say season a year running.
Yeah.
And a Bachelor United ye team no say last season sa performance na you put it up no.
Yeah.
Say you bet me akoni said ye call no na you additions.
Yeah.
And we need to up our game.
Yeah.
Because of say last season na Premier League in Kwana na what I say? But now get the Champions League football babe count together with the other competitions about the account. And to one your squad depth team that result that we had last season.
Which even away from squad that United needed to rebuild midfield no.
Of course.
Because Casemiro got And again I thought that Pebo na mo born we here more dominant midfield profiles. Omwa onimejuma ni yeba to Samson ni mo nebo. Nso obi te Ugarte, he knows how to work and then gets the ball. But what they can inside adding so the Bayajuma. But when you have Obi to say Yuri Tillman, he's good on the ball and also a workaholic without the ball, and that is a solid addition. Or your 29 years, more than for £35 million release clause. That is the only issue I see. The resale value now, Munya Ewa Brentford Yuri Tillman deal. But apart from that, it has been a very, very good deal for Tima. Your friend of Manchester United, any Brent, your friend Yuri Tillmans to be able to have been very, very important player. Which means we went to Rio to go and see if you been your friend of Pep Chaveria. Now, Pep Chaveria, your cocodine komono. Yes, there is good positivity about the physicality. The combat. Boys no move outside of Spain. No, only very, very combative. Indeed. Obetimi a player on so but many a day like the likes of Cook. Even with Martin Ibanez will be Mendy. Then say you stood the ball away from him. Very combative player. So that is why Chelsea wanted a brand friend Pep Chaveria. Rich, Pep Chaveria was 25 million euros release clause. All right. Now, Chelsea for now, Boma say, boy, the 28. You get 18 million. 50 million plus 3 million add-ons. Into Eka. Right for no, NG the 18 million release clause. No. Enfa boy, no. Enfa Chelsea for. Right for want to say, for them, they want the 25 million release clause, no. 100% Chelsea into ya. And Sana, almost the player, no. At the Chelsea Football Club. Something which is very, very important for them. Almost 25 million. Rich, Chelsea for no, echo say, extensively. I will say that they want the 25 million, but I get where Chelsea are coming from. Where the 28?
28 is when you
say 18 million a day now. Who will come and pay the release clause of Pep Chaveria? Before say Jabi Alonso and then the squad and then the staff when they Juma Pen. That's why they could now recommend him. So I'm Juma or Chelsea. A better deal for anybody to go and sit there and scout. Okay, me pay fullback and a 28 after this summer he's going to be 29.
Oh, 30 man.
One big time. So in Carayo for Nintiasi, Nanka Chelsea mom 18 million. They take the boy. The bad side is that Chelsea for the guy can say they will give Alonso everything he wants for this summer. The more that deal prolongs, no, you better call preseason 20 feet. When you're boy man, then Alonso started preseason without the players you promised that you give him. You are starting the season on the bad footing. So they also should be very careful. A lot of reports in Spain, me deal already. I hope it doesn't materialize. Chelsea have started contacting Madrid for Alvaro Carreras. We say Zabina didn't call Madrid when he came there. So they started asking questions about Alvaro Carreras. Chelsea should finalize a deal for Abentia and Pep Chaveria and then forget about Abentia, your friend Alvaro Carreras. Now, someone you pass your Chelsea a tono. Roma for us the money better for me. Smart music.
About 50 money. And what do you 50?
Yeah, this Santos Irana.
50. Santos.
Santos they got 75.
Santos.
Matias Fernandez want to 85 Matotian.
Oh, come on. Kofi.
Santos they get packaging you.
No, you see, Santos now walk on. One Casau Ditum say on your starter or Chelsea.
And they say
and the player on your starter near 250. What's it so near how?
Ah, na say potential ne kasa.
Potential.
Now who near better
potential in another to bench.
We all know that.
Yeah, Kofi, yeah, how you hemu, yeah, bye. Oh, play out to bench, what tournament 50. And the other chairman bed ever how many?
Say catch you say senior.
And say it's Musumuni Roma Mundili.
Oh yeah, remember.
What to be Tony? Yeah, fine. What to be Antoine?
They said they want to do like the Donian Milan style, no? Ombeji loan half of how much Chelsea want to get for him, and then an obligation to buy when the season ends. So Abrantia, your friend Ali Garnacho. I don't know how to end with this. That will go to World Cup. Let's see who is the Italy for no. After World Cup, no, of course, World Cup you movie, but Germany for free, no. They've appointed Jurgen Klopp as a manager. Now Italy for now qualify, and now I don't see England for Norway for free, no. And I Giorgio Chiellini on Instagram. I could post pictures of Norway for preventing the Italians from qualifying, and they went to Albania. What's the name? I think Bosnia Herzegovina, and also man qualify on via penalty shootout. I don't go posting a troll message towards the Norwegians. Some come be a quarter final. Then we saw say the Italian Football Federation have appointed 2 people, which Omedika appointed Maldini as the sporting director of the Italian Football Federation, and I'm appointing Leonardo as the technical advisor of the Italian national team. So 2 very prominent Italians to lead the charge for Italy. And Omajuma first one is to find a coach. Italy, for say, they have recycled managers after manager after manager. Of course, Spalletti, now about Conte, now about back to when you want them. They want to look for a proper manager that will take them to the next level. And the name on a lot of the lips, what is it? Because Joseph Guardiola able Italy penny. So he has played in Italy before. Roberto Baggio, he has a certain love for the Italians. That is the first man that they are looking at. Which say, Ombetinya convince Pep. So after so Man City adwuma no to ho no. And come for the Italian national team.
National team adwuma dey I doubt.
Na na Jurgen Klopp akwaji Germany no.
No, Jurgen Klopp no. Clearly after Liverpool no bibia chese na as a club football no. Onye ready.
Yeah.
But Pep I doubt.
Rich media when it comes to managers and things like this,
Pep want to continue with club business and national team.
Club.
Yep.
Which club?
Oh, now the Pep to Onya club is
there be two different things. It's not about Onya club. But club is being in the Pep.
Yeah, Pep na kasa na own pin the door.
Exactly.
But national team adwuma dey I doubt.
Rich. Okaso open the doors. He has not opened his doors to what? And the club football, which club is available and obey to Pep adwuma? Ne boyhood Barcelona. And it can be very easy to walk into. But then the Barcelona job is being done by Hansi Flick. When you have 2 years contract extension. So the near future, no, it doesn't look like Pep is going to Barca in 6 months, 1 year. It doesn't look like that. And Pep on Madrid.
Mo coach no man hunana.
Nyanto was Pep on Madrid. So when you're looking at where Pep can go, it is more national team. Unless your ball captain, you know, Luis de la Fuente puts the job down and Pep goes to the Spanish national. In fact, I have a personal thought say, in Madrid, the Juma we are mad. Jose Mourinho would have taken the Portuguese job. Madrid, the Juma we in Jose could have gone to the Portugal national team. And with Jurgen going to Germany, Cecil Spain side no de la Fuente and the Juma. I think that Zidane also say about France. I'm for Italy, man. Italy, I Europe, Ghana of Europe. Chef, you watch it. I don't know if Leonardo Mo will be able to convince Joseph Guardiola to come in. Finally, on the transfers, whoever is the agent of Ferran Torres, I respect him. And me, I say, Makanda, say football transfers. Or be a football agent. Their job is essentially marketing. Nejumani say, or no will find a need for no commodity, no, which is the player. And then make sure to be better. No when you're the agency fees and that's when you're on the commission or baby. It's as simple as that. Now, Ferran Torres deal where I want to know about Paris Saint-Germain has a possibility of helping Barcelona in two different folds. One, Ferran Torres agency likes that. Luis Enrique now or the coach of Paris Saint-Germain, he doesn't like out and out center forwards. Gonzalo Ramos has not played as much for him. He likes much more versatile center forwards. Play a bit more left, a bit more right, a bit more as a second striker, a bit more as a false number 9, as a Spaniard as he is. He has coached him in the Spanish national team before. So just after say Gonzalo Garcia, Ramos, every team AC Milan pay. They have now sent the proposal to Paris Saint-Germain and say, so probably replace Gonzalo Ramos. Yeah. Even before you go and do the Julian Alvarez deal or think about it, think of Ferran Torres. And which, to be honest, the Parisians are thinking about a possible move for him. There is an option to extend at Barca, but I think that he may like a new challenge. Now, so almost top Ferran Torres and Anya Shekra 40, 45, 50 they may get from him. Omunya says, Kana, he give Barcelona extra funds to now go to Atletico Madrid and say that first now we'll say 100 and saying, Menyes can be account.
That's a smart move.
I can come and buy him. So he doesn't need Ferran Torres, but he can use Ferran Torres to go and buy the striker or no panel and on the team in him. And I think that can be a very, very good move for Team Friend Football Club Barcelona and their branch of Ferran Torres.
And way Spain. Coach in Spain, Luis Enrique.
Coaching on national team pen.
And so we are. You can say PhD born on Bona. And Spain they are similar.
Of course.
So what I say, so ubet me fixing quickly.
Yeah.
Now what me about. So I think Ferran Torres do need there. Spot on.
There was a time there was a report in Spain. I don't know how true that is, unconfirmed. Say Ferran Torres had dated Luis Enrique's daughter before. Yeah. And he has a special. This is our girls now. They are teaching me. I no problem him. I no boy sleeping.
But so papa no no buan vudie.
Of our normal. You be go find the wood.
You walk up na kakra na So say moving to the summits.
Yeah.
So far, our general impression about World Cup, especially that Argentina claims, you know, say, oh, as a World Cup, you know, scripted. FIFA ne omo ehwe World Cup ni so na na pese certainly no Messi and Argentina e be win the World Cup no ebiem ansa na Messi I say goodbye to AF football with Argentina games no omo bono sa claims na because especially omo game against Switzerland. I mean
the World Cup is not scripted. Don't let anybody lie to you. Nobody can script the World Cup. It only means football corruption room, people manipulate results, but at this level, it means that you have to compromise not just 1 or 2 or 3 referees, and so ultimately try compromising with people on the Swiss team, because granted, Sabona Braille and Bolo that from Roli Yaudi and me man red card no. It means that you how will you know Sir Brian and Bolo baby visa? And again, when you go to the laws of the game, it is clear in there. Yeah, about World Cup, no. IFAB made changes to those rules. Also, simulate here. You get that card. And simulation doesn't have to only be in the penalty box alone. The rules are clear.
Also, since when? And a verbem.
And I'm saying,
since we be kuta ball, we dey or share down on where down on to. Since when you the verbem?
Mistaken identity. Before this World Cup, the VAR made changes to mistaken identity. Say in the situation, referee mistake a cock of at the card and obi any sort of the manner. VAR can tell him say why yet the wrong mistake. So mistaken identity is another. The rule changed before the World Cup. IFAB made other additions to the rules no. So it won't be another rich football no. And go for Katashi send ye no my wetri. But rich egging. That is why usually it's in an obscure place, club K12. You can do it. I'm not saying that any boom.
Oh, yeah.
But this level, it's very difficult.
Because here go World Cup, and I mean can say started World Cup.
Yeah.
Almost started with Portugal.
Yeah.
Almost some message the last edition.
Yeah.
Into this season, you know, and I said this year, you know,
Yeah.
FIFA be beyond Cristiano
Yeah.
Ebeje. He's doing under Kufi.
Wait.
Then 10 Abba Argentina.
Wait,
And you see, only the amount of near fan.
So that you continue. One day, me call my guys no one they go here Juma. Me drew on I think it was Mark Lakum Stony, you know. You know, catch him say there is a cartoon be. Now sa cartoon not predicting you be see a World Cup to the extent of the color of the ball. Refi cartoon di. And I'm say how? No, I'm say cartoon I'm try to na sani pa kono or predicting even Iran any wearing Tokwani at the Adinia and to my predicting be to walk up in the Portugal beje because last minute the Portugal flag born a color. See you share Portugal young film say na cartoon ni parade well flag ni ya na.
Infantino na here can offer Switzerland.
You can get it wrong.
Into a bed then waka say me mine. Hona me free.
Yeah.
Yenyi me free.
Yeah.
Na me Argentina mo mukwaje World Cup. Na de me man on do gibi enye. Come on.
Those are conspiracy. Sometimes as me pass we are, you are tempted to believe a thing or two.
Yeah.
But so two boys and so share in between the line wall. You realize that it's not something that you're supposed to buy. Rich, Argentina for no idea whether I like it or not. And I'll start with them because they are talking about them. And when you go on social media, you see that the boys will tell you that Argentina won't have an aura around them. No message, for me, I've said it several times. Football is in two folds: the technical side and tactical side of the game, then the physical and combative side of the game. Rich, say we combative no when you're there. You may not have all the technical strength. You may not be the best technical team. But if you're able to platform your players to constantly win their battles and duels, usually it translates into them winning the game.
I ran to be the message be about say a friend who can.
Yeah.
Also cartoon now can Simpsons now. Okay.
Mekai Simpsons, but I wasn't too sure. Simpsons.
Yeah, Simpsons.
Boys like a champ say fi almost say Simpsons no walk up no ya back to one to be share ball ne color. They do walk am so can say see that one my here. Yes, we bet you join yidi. The the share ne sa. Ya bo Portugal become you know. Oh na Ronaldo so.
Okufi.
Oh, he's going on. And Rich, the Argentines are combative. And I think that Rich, Osha game now, on any day, I remember saying it here, say, I feel like the Swiss have what it takes to eliminate the Argentines. And maybe back for the red card, the game probably could have stretched to penalty shootout.
Sure.
But this is a very, very strong team. The kind of football that they play, the Argentines understand. I think that in the next game, Argentina won by Bonrich, maybe.
Because it's against Cape Verde.
Yes.
It's against Egypt.
Yeah.
And I say against Switzerland.
Yeah. Which some midfield 4-9 Argentina for one bono. When you play Rodrigo Di Paul, Leandro Paredes, Enzo Fernandez, and Alex McAllister, when you play against the best structure side to say Englander, they will dominate possession and pin you back to sustain pressure. And you will not get like the Swiss are over control game at some point where German announcer will be. No. They need to now elevate the play. Almost some good wingers that can play. You can bring the likes of good weight holders. Then they can go on. Maybe you push Messi to the right. And then you play Lautaro Martinez. Then expand the game. Which, when you have Messi on right hand side, England's attention will fall to the right hand side because Lionel Messi is there. But if Messi is central, Julian Alvarez is central, they'll defend central zones. And they know that Rodrigo Di Paul, Leandro Paredes from wide areas, they are not as dangerous as they can be. Argentina ought to be very careful. Meaning, say, on Wednesday, we'll do a proper breakdown tactically of the game. But those are my worries about the Argentine national team. Plus fatigue. England, for also have played in Azteca, they've traveled, they've come back to US, all of those things, the fatigue affects them. But you need to be very careful. It's for me, for England, say England for one humble enough to accept, say, although Argentina for one, England for one in the body, Argentina for one will give you a man careful meeting their show, they will beat the Argentines. I think that as I'm not England for the ball game, you know. Thomas Tuchel said, and that's what he said. I'm not happy with the performance. The commitment is there, but we made life very, very difficult for us in a way we played. How we played, sloppy, lot of technical mistakes, not fast enough, not repetitive enough. We were lucky today. Then Jude comes in. He says criticism from Tuchel. Maybe he doesn't know what it is to play in these conditions against Haaland, Odegaard, Nusa. Norway is not an easy team to face. First off, journalists were not fair to Jude Bellingham. Oma man with the full context of what Thomas Tuchel can. But in this statement, I thought Thomas Tuchel was trying to get the boys to mentally be humble. What's the Norway 3-1, 2-1, whatever. But Okoba against Argentina, you ought to be humble. You cannot feel like, oh, Argentina, they eat it from the home extra time, Cape Verde extra time, so you go and walk over Argentina, they will beat you. Because the Argentines will be combative. They will know that what's our mentality the whole team. Then they will come in physically to try and come and dominate you. And of course, Julian Alvarez will go on saying, that is a player that can change games. Lionel Messi, any day, or it was a Sunday complex of the game. So they have players that can turn it around. Alex McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, these guys, they can make things happen for the Argentines. The English have to be calm and then humble to understand that for the Argentines, there's a lot that they have as well. But they have the strength, they have the capability to stop them. Whatever you thought of Jude Bellingham, I think that another game has just reminded you now the quality of Jude.
He's a big game player.
Honestly speaking.
Big game player.
There is meaning. Maybe I should have looked at the dictionary definition for confidence and arrogance and look at the difference between the two. But I think Jude did any quiet arrogance. Unfunny arrogance, Nimba be intimidated, but he knows that he knows.
No, but I come here as a player, no meaning Bobo. So I'm for arrogance and can't. You can't.
Rich, let me tell you something here today to your TFO Mutie. Every field you are in,
you need to be arrogant.
You don't have to be arrogant, but you need to be quietly arrogant and confident, especially if you know what you're doing. Rich, and yes, I do BBC you'll be scared because fear is what rules the world.
So arrogance and yes, you could do be at
you're not intimidating anybody, you know your job.
But and
it's not a bit showers because of how you are delivering, how you are doing it, because you know what you're saying. But next time say no, Jude is too good. First goal, no. forget about ball wire names and that's why sometimes I don't want technology to control football time. What if Kabon Kobano ma and a Quebecer and to the garden we wish that they play. So for me, I don't want to think about all of those things. But she may be a Jew the far only free. A go rap box me, a tiny 1-2. Then
and baby will place it bonify.
Jesus Christ, left foot with 4 players ahead of him. David Beckham to stand him. Boy in his house, this boy.
And time I do the far bone in not the Beckham, sorry,
yeah,
because him do a bit me.
Yeah.
It's all calling as all the as a Obi as a who follow bona. Now do calling now follow no.
Yeah.
And born to any man of chances or bonism. I'm understanding of vision.
Without the quiet confidence, you cannot do this. You double think it. No, the charisma of Fabon no tapping with real corner.
You won't guess I can in a park.
No.
I can so what? Miss me a Jude Belly.
So yeah, Jumano.
As I'm a Shannon Jimmy.
Yes.
And Oshagua, the celebration of Crown and Kabibia.
That's what big man.
Me Jude Belly. Was I came minimum quit team.
I am telling you.
You see, Omukom Mexico show 2.
Yeah.
Against no was actually 2.
Yeah. In the most dangerous and difficult times, our England season in Jude Bellingham was the guy. And you see, look at this boy again. Second goal no share. That is Jude. Me say there isn't a better box to box midfielder.
And the instant.
And that's what I'm saying, because box to box, they are both boxes. Jude sometimes shakes the job he does without the ball. Sometimes shaking. But reading of the ball, the flight of the ball, understanding where the ball may fall, and then being in tune to it, Jude is one of the best. And that look at his positioning on the ball. Morgan Rogers a ball shot. Immediately the shot goes, he turns into it and pump. Nyland, of course, spilled the ball, and then a branch defending Jude Bellingham. Which, whatever happens in England,
where they spend the year free me
the same thing.
Yeah, me camera
the same thing. Or the baby Belgium free mo. Say the same thing. Spain for already. France born.
Spain France.
Boys say me against. Na me Ronaldo needs and Spain free. Honestly, I'm not convinced about the Spanish side. I can be wrong, but they are Spain for 1 year. I think that it's set up a nice game. Who's Lamine Yamal can't be. Lamine say, or when say France for the sure because teams are can walk up in the money now. And you almost paying for no much pay. And they beat them in the Euros. Into money almost share. But I like how DJ Deschamps has arranged the team. They can sit deep, they can catch you on the break, they can open up and play. So one of the games that I won't talk too much about, and then I'll wait till snap because the game's on Tuesday. We'll see how exactly that game will go.
Of course. So
I know it's a very, very interesting game
on Tuesday. You were France, Spain. That is what 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Now on Wednesday, England, Argentina, and also on Wednesday, 7 p.m. And game and so be to me about 20. I'm saying World Cup with the semi-finals and games if you're
big game. The top 4
of the FIFA ranking. No?
These are people that deserve to be there. Son of phone, you got phone.
Oh, Ben
me do take junction no much o car no beam.
Okay.
You know say we tie o kra onye nduru adwuma. And I'm saying me quality yentia son of Ben and boys.
Sure.
Which I know as boys ne first can't my mama when the coach no.
That's
my first code no BW 628 D19C1. Second one BW 628 D01BD. Third one BW 628 C89A1. Fourth one BW 628 C775F. And the last one BW 628 C52B3. Rich.
okay.
Me who say me chairman I have it.
Of course.
I got you.
Why?
Chairman.
Why they?
I'm gonna say music on.
Hey, maybe sinama so Obama kakra bia na
okọ no mka cheze sika no anko de ba ho no confirm me but onu su ko no ko fatilo ho
good morning na bibia boko de
nti ene e be
am say so we there what
matini nyina papa
ti ene de be so te dana ene be no achiro mathematics well, in shows of 4.5 Monday edition, message kakebina in current sake for any and common someone kisu say a really solid and sensible signing. It might not feel like a glamour buy, but it fixes a clear gap, a seasoned technical midfield operator who can dictate tempo and raise the standard right away. Someone kissing this message at the Abagasi our YouTube Ghanaians always reading meanings into everything. Okay. Obitekom Yonse Argentina World Cup run has drawn criticism over refereeing decision, VAR call, gamemanship, but champions are always scrutinized regardless of the debate they have earned their place by winning matches. Obitekom and now this message at the Abokansi the England and Argentina game is beyond tactics. Individual brilliance will win that match. Okay. Me branches Virginia. I said football is coming home. Yes. Football is really coming home. I feel it there. Quite bias about hook. England ebeje World Cup no dey see na so. Dako grant me for dey emfa entoso na yenin komo kakra. Say good morning guys. What you like from UK? Argentina will beat England for sure. And France will beat Spain and France will win the World Cup. Okay, enough with Emmanuel. Say Telemans in Manchester United. Here we go. Okay, also message out there. And on Mohamed Awar say France winning the World Cup. And also, and you have also better me do message about YouTube, Facebook, in 4.5 YouTube, in Chat TV. For message no brana yankin kan emfa emao. Yeni apomidun komo kakra. Yene eye currency ventures. Enin komona yevia Jude and so much to asoma na ve Black Stars won sensem coach Carlos Grace. There's this news as circulated on the local media say openino ono Edna Ghana paying for in fact the FA and the sports ministry ni nano e person mo di djumadi no e de man san komoni ni nano yeni komo kakra na ewia ye met this san komo no. And so, Emfa Emma, Opening, good morning.
Morning, Rich.
Patron, I want to say,
Boko Pa now, swear.
Let me have them, me pa. Can't take for me name it here for it.
Rich, Madasi, Ewa Kunya Kesia, or de Amame. Neighbor, Metanasi, see, I know who say, Karen sticking new pa, a wood just saw a friend. Zahara Mischa, Zahara G capsules, Hindi Haba Mischa, and the year drive friend Zahara Man capsules. You know you come, in what dance here, any apomodem come. Ane de besumu anopei no the folk me ya say ya de ya dry friend Zahara Mischa and then a capsules say friend Zahara G capsules ana e sha say edikan e won komotwetwen mu na say dro mienu e ya dro oba ene bema etime na uye bema na utie me na still infections pa e da ho e hawa dwena bema mesrew ene etimie bema bi wo ho a infection bi ti se gonorrhea syphilis anase chlamydia ene na betena aya na impempi no okosa ho ha we ma etimi ma ne bema no efon bema bi so ho a etimi ma ensuo bi etimi efiri ne bema mu etimi ba bema bi so ho a ensansan ene ekrokro bi etimi atotop ne bema no ho bema bi so ho a enam se wowura tokrobo nim afa innam yare enti no ho abonsa Johnson etimi eka ne ntentem o Johnson so a na o chim ansa na Johnson no etima ba bema mesrew mentre ho emyemfa rubber enhyew bema mu ansa no pe currency nupa yade abedwa so a ye frɛ no Zahara Mischa eni Zahara G capsules echira kwan enu ne adura bema onoma ebeboa infections bia etetew enam yare na asha wo so acha wako for so many years a enkono aduro no ebeyiri nyina e de free home na ya aduro ese boa oba bia white e hanadwen oba bi wo ho a mesi o ho na ensu bi etimi egugu na sabi pampan bi wom eba ne sa etimi mana himfie ho no ebie kakra se uyo ba na utie me
na white no eno wa betena agya wo enkeka yenkete da bia bo se oba bi ekeka wo ba mesrew quadrasto bia ben wo pharmacy shop bia ben wo herbal shop bia wo se wo pedro na ye frɛ no Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules no eno ne adura oba onoma ebebo ayi white ni nyina ade afiri ho ode po na eha wadwen no ebesa aboa ama wahemfi ho no ati yopo sa adure esa aboa oba bia ennam yare ene na betena oba bi wo ha infections pa etete no wafa ennam yare bi tise gonorrhea syphilis impempi no aya na eba ne saa etimi ma ensansan bi etimi ebegu ne ba no so oba bi so ho a etimi agya no jonso ya yawo se uyo ba na ennam yare ene wa betena wadro ene Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules sa uyo ba na wo ho na untimi emunsa oba bi wo ho a otimi bu ne nsa na but obu ne nsa na pains ene amane pa no nemu se uyo ba na otesa mesrew ene edura abadwa so a ebeboa wo ene Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules sa uyo ba so na utiemi na uni atenka oba bi wo wa o low libido sa uyo ba na otesa na atenka no eni hokora Codra store pharmacy shop herbal shop bi aben wo wo se wo pendro we Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules no eno ne adura onoma ebeboa wo na yendoi esa ye dron waso odofo obi o hade bia odwalewia no ho keka no na ahokeka nketenkete na yese de bibi enenam no ho odofo wadro ene Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules no eno ne adura onoma ebeboa wo bacteria infections bia eha wadwen no aduro no ebeyi nyina e de free ho na sa aduro esa eboa dofo bia me se all sa pa ene na betena odofo bi wo ha me se ondidi ya na ne yam edwan no the moment aduane beto ne yam pe ubonse ne boa no nyina ehyehye no wonfe wo chinkasai na ho ayira odofo wo also na edi 10 years wa kun for so many years uhu seseye bia no Codra store pharmacy shop herbal shop bia ben wo se wo pedro na ye frɛ no Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules no obi wo so a owo weak immune system on 90 kakra bia mo so oteso te bia bo se waya no phone jalien ketenkete ana eha na dwen ono nko ade bia ewa odofo wa 10 years ni oda ho ebowa wo nko ade bia infections no utreat a ekọ na aba de bia wo pomden no ewo from odofo edura ene aba me say ebeboa wo boost immune system no ene Zahara mixture ene Zahara G capsules odofo dia na mesi ebia na uhia chechiremu bi 0246 34 83 34 0246 34 83 34 0248 56 93 35 0248 56 93 35 odofo yebeko yedra ye frɛ no hindi heba mixture so na sendre eyedura charistic ade abadwa so se embeboa dofo bia malaria fever etridi etete no obi wo ha de bia mo se nanum ayanwonwono eba ne sa na aposo eye ne ya eba ne sa ontimi endidi enye kama ono nko abo se osore no pa na agya no tipaye bo se na pomden na ewo fam odafo mesi uhia edro na ye fe no hindi heba mixture no wo typhoid na eda ho tewo so odafo fa hindi heba mixture no aye waduro esichire yale na de bia bechake a na ekosoro odafo mesi waduro ene hindi heba mixture mojamuruso na ehunahuna no odafo koba bia ton waduro Ghana ha se eye drugstore pharmacy shop herbal shop bia ben wo se wo pedro na ye frɛ no hindi heba mixture de bia meka mentre ho emma yare no emma wo nyamobɔ ansa no tonamo apɛ hindi heba mixture kira kwan sisi a tonamo sisi a Codra store pharmacy shop ba bia ye ton waduro bia wo se wo pedro na ye frɛ no hindi heba mixture no ɛno ne adura onoma jalie bia ahinta asie wɔ nipadua no mu no hindi haba mixture no ɛbɛyi no nyinaa ɛde afiri hɔ ɔdɔfoɔ yɛbɛkɔ yɛ mɛma duro atwa toɔ na sɛ aduro ɛyɛ aduro a ɛyɛ Zahara man capsules sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na wotie me na wowɔ weak erection bɛrima bi wɔ hɔ a mese ɔde asie ni no ɛhɔ ana mese ɔbaa no bɛyɛ twɛwtwɛw ɛfiri sɛ animguaseɛ aba ne bɛrima no adwodwo bɛrima wote sɛ a mese wɔaduro ɛyɛ baako pɛ Zahara man capsules sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na wotie me na sisi yale ɛha wadwen wɔaduro ɛne Zahara man capsules sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na wotie me na premature ejaculation ɛne wabɛtena bɛrima mese wɔaduro ɛne Zahara man capsules kɔbaa bia yɛtɔn aduro biara wosi wo pɛduro na yɛfrɛ no Zahara man capsules no ɛno ne adura bɛrima onoma ɛbɛboa ɔdɔfoɔ saagye na mesi biem 0246
0246
34 83 34 0246 34 83 0248 56 93 35 0248 56 93 35 ɔdɔ fɔ mi de ma no bɛɛ wie no de bia meka bambɔ atrema ɛyɛ kyɛn ayaresa bɔkitima tɔdɔfoɔ pekaristic nupa a yɛde ɛbɛdwa so a yɛfrɛ no Zahara mixture ɛne ne to pa a yɛde no ma yɛfrɛ no Zahara G capsules a wonum ɛdɔrɔ mmienu bɔ ma ɛbɛboa wo abusu immune system no asa atu infections bi ase ɛne hindi herbal mixture ɛboa dɔfoɔ pia malaria fever typhoid fever diabetes and high blood pressure and na betena and your memedro a wodwa so a friend no Zahara man capsules a eboa be ma bi adofo peyen do bia ba bia ye ton dro bia se eye pharmacy shop drugstore herbal shop ya to apete ho na make sure bo se utwa dro ni bia nyame di mu nti no obeya danhye no aka she charistic edro no eye edro papa me da se rich
yenso ye da se ba me nuano mema na me tumufo se mesremo ema no mo mani nyom pem mesre obema bia wa odwudi uti adwumadi a unim ho se wonya de ompem pa cho koto charistic edro ni bi wate na ema oba na ninye oba no kra so we na ukunu nkoto wa tobi na efama no ka chenze darling we de miama todru ndi ama ho gina no na bibia enzu nkoese na bia mo ni baji ewo eye empam yento adwumadi ni so na mensan enka biem se good news and this is to say Nhyira passports are back on Facebook inti ene ye stream o baby mienu YouTube and Facebook no betimi ahwe our Nhyira 104.5 FM and ye Facebook and na YouTube nso no eye Nhyira TV inti baby aba so hwe dwumadi ni bia no obetimi akoho na akwahwe inti say efri ne ade kopim say wi ase be say Nhyira passports ye back on Facebook to betimi enjoy dwumadi. Oh, Jude Bellingham is a great footballer. May God continue to bless him. Confident and resilient guy. Determination everywhere. I'll say determination is everything in life. Abrante as a Jesse Sapon. On our this message. And so at the Abraham. All right. Jude, good morning. Good morning. Now what's he saying?
Yami Adomini announce where.
Yami Adomini.
Yeah.
Yentiwe World Cup so far. Yen wrap up.
Okay.
I will the quarterfinals because Chinano. Semis no
start yes rich medase but weekend is metia me na chikakra
okay
me na chire mo tema e sanse na me ankasa me uncle ne hokani Mrs Harriet Yeboa ofiri mu nti mo ambeja ye otema community 8 ema ye ma me ne kra na chi no me beda mu nyina amase teacher pa no me papa Duncan Williams na sorry ma akwa so edikine so ya appreciate the moye including Ghana's ambassador to the US of A, Ambassador Victor Smith. Makonta obusia osmo mobile no. Ya appreciate mu nyina yedamase. Rich. He say you do semi-finals of the World Cup. Na quarter media seminar nyina akwa. Of course, yehu at a point said the England brow bray and sana finally ultimately advanced to the next stage of the competition. Yehu Spaniard and so they virtually yehu obia there and rich. My dear Bakune said me sure say obia or no, you know, or yeah English fan na de bakune ni ebeji ye pane. How are the Three Lions of England and manage Estope, one of the most deadliest strikers on earth in the shape of Ellen Holland. Rich. Except this game one shot goal no. na competition no matches ni na abrante no to ntena omo ani beji ye pa teacher me sure say o show ne Maguire omo battle no. It was such an interesting battle, and overall, me feel say England defense no, they were resolute. But Rich, at the ABC game no, so I didn't ever saw Alexander Solot. Sa ball na onya ya na man for expect say. Haaland and I say or the Bema Haaland with sa space no onya no. Na nko be ball e dey ahye. Unfortunately, Branton over elaboration on his part. Me sure say be a Ghana and the Quebec say Jordan Ayew now he was being selfish. And, you know, England going forward, no. At least one positive thing is that for now, teams no more Aqua World Cup Pedro stage is saying any the air could be ano. And here maybe air daddy. Rich almost relies solely on a player. England, we felt at a point it was all about Hurricane. But recently, Jude Bellingham also a step up. Actually, say even there, Hurricane and Yema Enco as expected, or be deliver the goods, no, or no best hegemon. So it is good for the English team. Return himself, oh yeah, no free horn man. Sounds soon about France and so, and yet just about killing Mbappé team. Rather, you would have Abrante and the Osman Dembele. On himself, Oko football, Abakose Moa, over the past 50 years in the World Cup, or even the first time in the World Cup, that we've had. Two players are almost 5+ goals. This is the second time. ABC. The first time we see Sobeka, that was in 2002. 2002 Japan South Korea. Rich, that period no na Brazil edges World Cup no. Now that period no. The 3 R's Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo. But Rich, what happened was that Brazil edges World Cup no. You had a certain Ronaldo. Oh no, Emma 8 goals. No about Becca Branty and the other Rivaldo. Oh no, so Emma 5 goals. Except that Ayana unya 2 players or more 5+ goals. And in a way, good for France. Our France and so on. For now, just about killing Mbappé Lotin. Rather, there's a certain personality in the shape of Osman Dembele. I say Mbappé and Shaw also a special. So it is good for them as well. And then you talk of Argentina. Argentina also. We felt that consistently they had been relying on Leo Messi to give them goals. But Rich, since Yano, BBA the say Alvarez Monsono, and so best step it up when I Messi who game no so. So it is good for them as well. It is all steady idea, no way, I did not go for Kessiano, and they say most of the goals, no, say Ellen Haaland and share, especially in big games, say Haaland and share goal a bad problem. And them say no any other back one England for AS Martin will say so to me Haaland every game one in effect no where we or team no. Whilst our other teams here yabo or mudin, you know, and yet just one source and a goals no a bromo. Talk of the Spaniards for instance, right? Spaniards don't mean one particular player and a bemo goals. Almost the encourage they are saying when they say there's a certain Mikel Merino. And Mikel Merino every bench where huge impacts and or the ever game an impact up of the bench or ready game so and or by now or the goals no ever. In fact, qualification here when you the level of progress econo. A brand so play a key role from the bench. And the Camille Quest teams right now or be special and more about bedroom stage. Rachel, let me show World Cup no ye pa na me the imagine quite be so. Minim se wajuna basadi and so. World Cup 4 teams na akano. Oko clearly by FIFA ranking top 4 na elbow. Omo na elbow World Cup. Rich me patrol currently oba FIFA World Cup no. Do odikan ye hwan me patrol in terms of ranking. Spaniards, Spain. Second hwan Argentina meboa. And then third France. And England and so fourth. So some 4 teams now so na World Cup here elbow is no rate. Omo do semi-finals. So corner by that time, a true reflection of the Open World Cup. Because World Cup no top 4 nations no I rank you no. Omo also na World Cup na do stage say. And race says I dey say FIFA were very smart. Omo ya Wimbledon. Na first no na agene ne maso. Onim say FIFA started say ye see the teams no. Ade ba ko FIFA ye ni ya na agene wo so ye pa ne say now or separated the boys from the men. And and say big teams no any say musiam at an early stage. And to me top you group nko big teams no nko go siam. And so you be do quarter semi-finals no enya dia mo ba be shia. And Rich in a way we thought that it was good because the Basana and Masas Park na was all competition no. Enfrimu because sponsors enso ewo interest and not just about ball na aye no sponsors enso ewo interest so more na big boys no rich eko ni say no na ma game no interest no so gradually na kwa na eko show enti me happy say yenya sa ade ya eko show na rich na me sha ade bi nso ewo hanom ene how FIFA describe the competition so far almost so almost full says ade na omo ye no na ya about transparency almost per se competition no e de nuntina omo ye saade we because we've had periods yenya big boys omo air contem because of say big boys na nkasa ACC omo ebia to Belgium da ebia to France da ebia to Spain atunum na eda alkasa o kan from 2010 ebe nyina obenya saade no ede aka entino rich ade bi nso amasa hu ohanom unim say World Cup 4 teams ya aka hu me pacho when I 2010 World Cup
2010 was Spain,
the Spaniards. That time, no more domineering period. No, almost Euro says also the World Cup. No, source. No, right. Spain a G 2010 World Cup. Me pacho when a G 2018 World Cup.
Russia the end, France.
France won the World Cup.
And at the last edition, Argentina.
So who the womb? Adibia Saba be clear. Rich World Cup here, yeah, boy. Unya an outsider or Babeja World Cup. No. Homogena. Yeah, mama, a new face be about Beja World Cup. Homogena. Because I see rightly indicated. One, France are former champions of the World Cup. They've won it twice. Talk of the Spaniards, almost a former champions of the World Cup. Almost semi-finals. The Three Lions of England, they've won it once. That was in 1966. Since then, almost GBO. Almost so that the Argentines also defending champions of the World Cup almost so that who jinemu.
Okay.
Enti I trust who na outside the beer where we I almost bomb one the edge no. I almost be fright no one edge. So it makes it so interesting. So it tells you that any game or because game no airful. Minim so on me ya juna. Any game or airful. On paper no ye na ya penny eba babo. Now rich adia ba kunye. Obi also the revenge be abasa World Cup you. Killers for no more. It's offer England and Argentina. Me a sure so crown a game back why you'd love to watch that game.
Sure.
Argentines no ya dey bro. Now the interesting aspect of adi omo yeni. Argentina for a request. Say omo pese omo dark blue jersey no. Meaning whether they are being superstitious. Omo actual diama FIFA. I'm one of their top journalists, Gaston Eden and Augustin Edo, are reporters idea. So yeah, say any Monday on by what time you sure said decision
on Wednesday.
Because that game, maybe you say Argentina air court game as visitors, England and air started as the home team. So yeah, away, true. And Argentina say requested said though just and yes just just in England and bet me a clash yes sir. But they feel say be so I just that blue jersey na me sure say enche the better Facebook and I YouTube na share sa dark blue jersey. Reason in the outside jersey no munti omo ani abre no. Argentina 1986 okay the hand of God. Diego Armando Maradona. Akwa mo fa so yi England a free World Cup no ya no. Rich sa jersey no ni jersey omo say sa dark blue jersey no. And only jersey omo say so almost see omunim say lack e was jersey no. Me so say kai 1998 World Cup. The Ariel Ortega at Argentina e ba ya Mike Owen that splendid goal no. And also almost say England free no. And also sad dark blue jersey no and almost say rich. So almost believe he say sad dark blue jersey no. Jersey ba ko e mo like ye pa titru almost bought against the Three Lions of England. Hence, they have requested almost as FIFA. Say FIFA bedroom almost no more access jersey. And this is one nation on it. England is here. Baby, you miss your be rich. Game ready in the controversies, Pepper. So okay, Diego Simeone and David Beckham. So okay, it's a period no. And Beckham cry come fast see in the free game. And no ho Obesanka Abranti and Casa. Diego Armando Maradona. World Cup or Gia Besina and who England for he because ordinary beat some controversies ni nyina wo ho and rich aside one another political twist to it
Onim said there was this 10-week war. And England and Argentina. Rich. Now about Bia they felt to say Falkirk Island no. British territories.
Okay.
And Argentines they kwaji ball so. And almost sure pansam. And Argentina for nas kasa England 40 no. Almost and even World Cup now. Almost airborne. Adia baako anyum baako a moto esa ni mo ato ache ne say World Cup no omo body aman krofuko miensa one aye Falkirk Island for no omo nkrofo no omo ne say omo nkrofo and a British no agidi aye omo dia omo say omo body amomo etosu mi no omo bo World Cup ne de ma Diego Armando Maradona and omo sanso abodi ama Lionel Messi entini omo de ba ne said omo ani abrene revenge ade eso omo tim no esronko Rentu Made, Uber England side, though their coach Linus Scaloni, so what's here in the interviewer, or person water down on Sanya Manina because he feels say Sanya Mani ran the team no more, bet me the unnecessary pressure out on the boys. So. Hence, a guarantee interview just a normal game on fun arguing Kosani and Matayana account. Rich, Yenum said the 3 Lions of England, the NCA, Papa Abai. This man,
Thomas
Tuchel, to win them the World Cup.
After 66,
yes, after 66, and to say anytime you have a guarantee interview near, clearly or demanding more from the players. Also interview we no or guarantee na Jude Bellingham and Nanya Jude no in a way say spite on Papa no. Me feel say psychologically or try say look, adwuma see me mutimu nyamo de. What them say Guardiola tires hard any Guardiola Kasabiana, even when any team a winning game crown, still pushing the boys. Giant Klopp was yes hard. So in a way, or he's trying to motivate them, say, look, you guys can still go extra mile. My name, your margin said, dear Moino. I do see I appreciate it so much because me don't name the typical English press. And then how almost top players no be cry. Almost cast almost qualify game no. I say a rap boys the team say they have even overachieved. And until Thomas Tuchel, almost hano. Rich, another revenge. Spain and France.
Fancy.
So okay, during Euro 2024, Spaniards no ejeno. Rich, and also so the Lamine Yamal factor versus Kylian Mbappe Lotain. Who is who? Yamin Lamar Ashi Mbappe. Almost head to away. So and no Mbappe is their star man. Lamine Yamal is also the star boy for and the Spaniards. Yes, though due to a prania dintina competition. No, who so said you also no. But gradually he's getting better. And it's hard and our cracket one educate drew say it educo. So France also would want to exact revenge, demand their pound of flesh. It makes it so interesting. A lot of factors around the game, no. And so interesting. Interest from what I come in, say better than here BB games.
Chinebedi games no come of France, Spain, na England, Argentina on Wednesday. Ni nano. Ebedin come no at me. At the Amama who's the Facebook at the phone and you whom is almost back. Emmanuel Jermaine Samsona school prefect in Katia Collins on the show on prefect or no and so mehuno Facebook and I am ranting to do na Jermaine Emmanuel Jermaine or can't be for Jude Bellingham my boys you know agent so or was it Jude Bellingham every player and it's a fact. And now a brand team.
How say it's a fact?
How say it's a fact?
Okay, so no.
And yet, what kind of or your average cake was it's a fact.
Just on the way I drone it's a fact.
It's a fact. And yes, a debate about Simbia. And now the boys in this region and so. Emmanuel Jermaine. Good morning. All right. Yamre na yamedi efie enkomo yes start to show me catch ramo. Sir, according to Ghana Soccernet. And some local media no air reported Sir Coach Carlos Cruz and 24% or 12 Medina so na amomano extension and report no kokase I'm say I'm expecting say yebema 2-year contract extension na the target is to win the AFCON 2027 so and then sign that extension now the target I the Bema Carlos Crest or contract in Ebeye, so all call Afcon, Uncle Winnie Afcon, and Fama a Ghana. Now, someone can I ever call walk up and you catch them as a Carlos Crest, no. I did Mediana man's own fan couple walk up and now you are nothing comobio hubiano. Yet the Yabo walk up in the man, Yamasa say, Quid man. Sir Mobakaya, Sports Minister, Ira Kofi Adams, and in some way, added to Diane Tibi. Now, the story behind the story. Sa report na ebani nano ye famana abeda from rem na amunso emedin komono bi emfama we sports minister ebra na Ghana enema ekoyi ama work up na so no yenti di okafa Carlos Crezon.
If you listen to the fans, you listen to Ghanaians on whose behalf we run affairs, they are very happy with the coup. They are calling, for the first time I'm hearing a lot of people who didn't have any hope in the team saying maintain the coach. But it's a subject matter that we'll thoroughly discuss when we get back home after clinching this trophy that we are all yearning towards. As for the coach, I had every confidence in him that he will do something. When I met him, when I engaged with him, and we had our conversation, and after that he addressed the media and said, yes, he's been coaching for over 40 years. And he's bringing all his 40 years experience to reflect in the Black Stars play. But never has he embarked.
Okay. Minister, Emsa Nasama no person working na and it says Abrana walk up in Gusua, na Ghana in Fimino. Minister so no one kasa personally na unya course messages. And na omwan kasa onena buying any FND at a point you convinced of Papa and friend Carlos Crest a Juma na obo edema aye Ghana. It is a mutie na sem na ose ayen sama ni na nyame adom no bedru fia. Oma betena se na oma dwendwen ho no ma hwe so oma di dwumadi ne bema papa na ato aso a oma ahwe na oma adwendwen ho. Now this is the story behind the story. Story ni nie. Carlos Crest de nukre umpa ne se aban no sports ministry no na esi aban na nam awo ho no. Omo benya papa no ento adwumadi ne so emfama Ghana. The Ghana Football Association so ebenya Carlos Crest enye dwumadie no na onto so no mo adwuma no emfama aye Ghana. Babesi ne omuntimi enka nkyere papa ne se ana omuni ni hia 1-on-1 enka omutimi po no mfa nkyere no. But the intention is there. Say openi no ni dwumadie a okobo man World Cup no omususu se omufu so openi so omudi dwumadie ne mana obetumi abo adwuma no e dia man. So the sports ministry and the GFN in the convinced with a Jumana opening Kobo Mine World Cup. Entino Omudo Mubenya Ombeto opening so na also aye coach no Ediama aye Ghana. But as to say, Carlos Crest never tum na what boy Jumana Diama Ghana no and naka because from Mimim Komo Bia Medine and say Carlos Crest demands are or yeah before I call World Cup no. Probably after the World Cup ebe kotro. So what I say, so I feel no opening ne kotrase. No mo de san yamani na dia to no mo ti ono to the demand. Now fe yenim say the pay master no e aban. Aban so he confess him. No I say okay, opening in demands no. O man ye hwe confess ma ye osika. Ye betimi dem meeting demands no. Ye de dwumade ne dia ma na. So the intention is there. Say opening there. On be so mo de dwumade no e de ma no to so. But ebesi there, omuntimi eno opening no entena se 1-on-1, which probably there will be a meeting. I'm in a bet 12 betena se na omodin komo no ma hese opening no obaji dwumadi no aye ana se ontimi enya nti se otisa report na ekoso na to some extent the 2-year contract there yenya no because omoni papa no kra no enya entena se. But the intention is that yebema no ato aso da wabodwuma no edi ama aye Ghana Kofi Bishop and for Carlos Crest.
Which part do you want?
With the intention of the sports ministry and the GFS say, look, Openino, say they no call Walker, but the coach Walker Benasino. I just say he's a good coach. As a man extensioner, Obet your boy Madiamano. From what perspective? Unsa papa na dwumadia o kodi o World Cup ni ade ɛne deɛ Ghana ankasa yɛpɛ no ɔyɛ the right man.
Say oh Eddie Carlos Queiroz in Komona so do you know like how I've done since the name Carlos Queiroz came up. And Medin Komono on 2 parts.
Okay.
The experienced Carlos Queiroz will beat Mama results. But the same Carlos Queiroz on mobile effort, he will not give you expansive, nice football on your attacking players. Carlos Queiroz any the track record of coacher or they a lot of youth beba with team in him. So we shall be to say Utuado Abrano a coach or the players be bree ebai. Calibrating jersey say you know most of these boys he brought them in. Carlos Queiroz is not that guy. Carlos Queiroz a focus on results. And me medikaka say immediately sports ministry who boom it means that adia yepe in terms of your sports from the government posture and usually the government posture sort of directs the government posture when it comes to the national team. Because I'm not really the GFA is just taking charge of the national team as to what the general vision of the government through the Ministry of Sports Inti see per results with the Ghana Black Stars it is result oriented. And that is why I am not too shocked. Obiana obi I would say our story we shocked no. Obiana you didn't understand the posture of the government of Ghana with respect to the Black Stars. Obiana you didn't understand the posture of the sports minister with respect to the Black Stars. Edia, you didn't understand the NTR. Now, President Mahama Nkasa Esoma, Minister Kofi Adams said, Uncle Hamburg, no uncle instigated the sack of Otuado. It was simple. Government be a wuyasi. Rich, they run on public opinion. It's very important. Your PR machine is supposed to be very important. Say, every government reacts to that.
Sure.
In fact, even when it comes to even the rule of law, there are a lot of things that government reacts to what the people on the ground say that they want or they don't want. It's just when the people of Ghana had made it clear, say, Otuado Bono Bono Yempe, Ono and Bono Yefe, Ono so and Sansunya resource the president of the land knew that the next thing to do is to get that man out, bringing somebody that could give us results. And Carlos Queiroz by about 5 official matches.
From World.
Yeah. About 5 official matches. Was one pet. I'm sorry to me use pay, but in the list of it a pay. Was one pet. What draw mienu and what lose mienu. That is a track record of Carlos Queiroz. That one draw and one win was enough to qualify us out of a group. Before we're going to the World Cup, we're saying you say, okay, a better didn't see about qualify from. I can say, okay, Otuado Crown on TV for qualify for our group name. So based on the fact that he was able to meet that KPI that was set for him, get us out of the group, it is enough for the GFA and then the sports ministry. And I'm saying, led by the sports ministry to say that, okay, then Papano, you're keeping it for the long term. If that is if you are defining long term as 2 years, you're keeping it for so long term. Don't But in all of that, you have to understand that it comes down to what the government wants, which is winning. If Black Stars in Bebretim if when Jenny be winning, that's a born in FA. They're born a long term a day for them. But in the interim, it's about see a bit near boy matches niashe. In September, Rich, yeah, boy AFCON qualifies. Ubekaya, the last AFCON your boy Ghana and Kobe. It is going to be a big indictment on any sports minister. On this country, see, you make 2 AFCONs that Ghana have not showed up. In fact, it's many make the reason why this government is bent and the sports minister is bent on keeping a Papa and friend Carlos Queiroz is simple. Omu mpese ye beda sorry ni ati asemi say ye calculation. One show yen qualifying for AFCON. One show ni 8 ko AFCON bi. They don't want that. Okay. So watch the president Mahama Teniano. Baby icon, baby aka. We are left to somewhere about 2.5 years or so to go. We will be done with AFCON qualifiers and we will go and play in AFCON in Kenya, Tanzania, and what have you. In the next AFCON, he is going to be president then. He would love us to be there at AFCON, well represented as Ghana for. And he doesn't want to see a baby AFCON every year. Now, Ghana for no yebeba gase o Ghana nko AFCON event was under President Mohammed's legacy term. No. So that if that is the case, in starting AFCON in September, Yenya coach with Team England ball 0-0 draw and prevented England from scoring us. Share against the Panamanians. You know. Let us take him at least per his track record. He has shown that he has enough, even if all my boy for Crampona, but to take us to the next AFCON. Then when we get to the AFCON, there is going to be another assessment to change the KPI for him and say that at the World Cup, when it comes to at the World Cup, you get free win a round of 32. But at AFCON, our level is way beyond the round of 32. It is beyond the round of 16. Take us to the semi-final and final, and then let us go and win. That is the first leg. Rich, the longer term is the second leg and the most important one. But Mamini can't you need in the short term. I will agree with the government and then the GFA. Many on my dream because of one pros. Ghana they are bred with the indiscipline and the, what I call the intangibles our camp. Carlos Quiroz ban Utiasma Minister Kana. He spoke about the intangibles. Coach Otimitra press conference now Wakasa. Not the way a Ghana and Sam for you very, very difficult to deal with. You know. He's able to speak na Ajibrawaba. Coach, he's able to explain his plan, his thoughts, with a calmness of the. In fact, he has brought out a post to say thank you to the fans. There were people that were in the various stadia, America, Carlos Quiroz will do a lap to say thank you to them. Those are the little intangibles. Players ever camp in term, the discipline in camp, then the continuity, and you want to go with him. But Rich, in the long term, we need to look beyond Carlos Quiroz. Okay. In the long term, we need to make sure, say, at the end of the day, your coach, he will bring the best out of your attacking. Because, Rich, me can't say we have to. When we start playing AFCON qualifiers, you share teams on your defensive,
low block for.
Yes, it will be difficult to break them down. Unless Carlos Quiroz is an insano. Especially when we can hear Babaya Rana Sakra. Let's go shop. No, say one guy's a boshemia. We may face difficulties. Okay. But that is the journey we've chosen to go on per the AFCON. You go through on the ancient. So, coach, I want nice football. I'm Mr. Carlos Quiroz.
Yeah, that's good. Right now, Ghana Uska. Because now it's clear.
Yes.
Both sports ministry, which is probably on a representing Albino. Any FA now, no, so for your national team, no. Intention clear. Let's keep Carlos Quiroz. But me and said the demand before the World Cup.
Yes.
Any after the World Cup, no. Yes. Minister can say Papa no sikani around 100,000, right?
Yes.
Auntie. But the fans say I call be 150 bia.
Now we equate to the CDA.
Oh, me
as no say
100,000 no. That be if you have a count, you was going to be meeting Papa in demand.
Rich, a good question. Me answer.
Okay.
Me answer no kakra bi na memra the substantive.
No problem.
Issue. So, Rich, say any brain a person developing game na dia, we should be able to pay. Say Ghana would say offer coach na bet you having $150,000. No be the expected results. Or be develop your game. And the game na could do a certain pedestal. Footballing economy no na my brain but out here say me brain pa na one aspect e betimi e discover pa Rich nan say so World Cup na e coin no who business ana man for ye and Rich and me can see a years observatory report on football Africa how na we Nigeria Ghana any nation na export talent pa but what man say export talent e business kese Yemi adwene na nkoso keke. Se de adwene koto ne yesi ebe ni ya. Rich yet me bobo ka bi go. Ana World Cup ya koyi. Ana ya koyi. Reson himself aban no. E bi enye pe me de me kakra me minim ni se bi aban nkrofo bebre no. Omo sanka visa ni issues e be ba ya ekire no. Finally aban say omfo obi ankwa. Rich ana nke de supporters e koyi pa say state no the supporters e koyi a. A per the cry Rich me patron ke bebo ka be say. Ya kwa a lot of AFCONs aye kwa e ka ye bono yetimi boka bi asabi na ebi mpu esuni mfaso me na ate ase nti ade nti na ye ntu ye bo se yo sika bi on ma niam bi anka hu hie de a sa sika na ye de develop ye de develop in game pacho so anya me point no enti yo sika ye ne abrese be dia yo sika betimi aye about priority but ye hu ne say anya ye topmost priority dia anya me betimi dia develop your mind because look ye can Ghana as a nation no ye be bisi a hu say anya ma ehu hia ye pa no as a nation no so football account pacho tie say I'll see a young crowd for potable water. I'll see a timmy infrastructure. Yenya akwan papa. Wow, you better sign your money now. Schools here, hospitals, crown, rich me no any problems. Drew baby, and I used to go about so. So you have sign your money now. No, na say one for one junior co football as a sport. Now one your critical thinking and share opportunities are football. The bebre rich. I do not be can say. As soon infrastructure about Sakano, but also at my say, name what me analyze this sports, no, the benefit, the opportunities. Say the bet me abua improve your daily lives, and how then you get to understand and appreciate. Which me assure say, ya World Cup here ready, you benya mania masa education, no, as to how we bet me so football as a sports, as how we develop it or mind on economy, no, a bebetano. Rich, me patrol, a da sports minister. Yes, I interview we know. Saturday no also who say Carlos Cruz begia to munku adia papa no when you juma dada and I'm a dear minister can't answer because look minister ne represent aban represent aban interest to the moment I was a minister Emma those nice words about the coach.
I was a Ghana for na e come so yeni age papa na juma na o ye dia man no
say Ghana for na Ghana for but the point is that all kasa no should tell you say feel so more gauge the mood of Ghanaians almost share bibia because look there be ameka say open nipa ba ko amampanyiri ba ko all advantages bebre bi munia rich there's only one mampanyina where communications minister that you or in fact sorry our communications experts papa John Dramani Mahama enti ono no obetimi agage o my mood and sometimes say bia your man need to me take decision be better say a popular decision but baby o free bano you have to understand and appreciate but what I say this for instance World Cup he save the yakani nyina no okay say Ghana for ya sha ahokyere wo my mu and World Cup no mo say me the supporters too kwan na me hye e kai wom na Ghana for te sa aka na and also the assembly ba except be have issues I can. Yeah, papa has any money now.
Was it young the corporate no?
Exactly.
Young Kosuncho Moso, Ghana, de Nipano to find coin walk up.
Our president is a smart man.
Momo Kakra. Na young form and Fanco. This time, young call mine coffers mobile. And the individuals now see can on the babu and near the amount for the
where you know where sure. Where is our president also. Say anya Ghana sika anya state ni sika say corporate sika dey ani bibia and our corporate sika so bibia there any say
obi na yin sika
mean say Unilever cast or sponsor supporters o bibia no ni bibia kan nti our president is a smart man metenase but Richard dey ani say abayani agi coach ho nso ani je ho Richard ma dey Carlos Cruz is a very fortunate man. Do you know why? Sure, in recent times I can tell you as a matter of fact. Say Rich, we've hired some coaches. And the other coaches being so a dear. And furniture and fan are buying so fan. So yeah, way. Rich, ABC, akwesi apia. Time now. FAA said that the level of person can own to me more. So guys are buying dry. In fact, them coaches been put here more mudi. A bimokrano sponsor political party. Patron me moi. And so no. A drew are buying the person protected need ye womb. Because coaches no but first talking, you know, way. Rich, a certain coach, Chris Hilton, I bind that damn penny for be influence. Emma Chris Hilton, by which me as
F is running your home.
Neffins running your French best of voila. So, and the Baba attention a bear issue between the FA and the states. No a problem, even CK Akono. Time never president who you not call it free. Habansu and Ebase young French mama seek me boy. And to Rich, what was that for quite some time now? As a coach is a form umpono between the FA and the Abaycran attention or ya. So this is one coach. Ya fana ya fa coach wino. Abandon the FA in at omo who say. And just like Yade Otua Dubai. ya do Otuado ban no aban ni efe ni nyina no na omo te omo ho ase o mebo a at a point eni ane papa awa ya mampa ni dada ya papa na do Dankwa Akufo-Addo ofa phone e frɛ coach no Otuado e ka tell ne say joking lo say ya kidnap you
so be do e be try
yes ya qualify the World Cup no enti no rich na in a way na eboa Otuado say na state ne pe no e na efe ni nso e pe no but Otu Echo World Cup na eniema mfa no yet say per the contract na Otuado assign no ye gine free Dortmund for ne ho no the agreement was that or the Echo World Cup no or the able we are beba beto ani dwumadie so with Dortmund and Okoi Red Carlos Correa ya fan for the World Cup ya share the pedigree ya any profile and ya kofa papa ni hu so yes or the discipline beba but beyond discipline no or besa elevate and game no the address certain standards. It is true papa ni by when going who anymore looking at the fact that at a point we're even bereft of materials Jikumu nyina ankobi Star Boy Mohamed Kudus omu nyina ankobi rich but papa ni ejuma at an appreciable level name omu bisami mi Juda me no kreni me no obi anya je obi obeka se yemfa ejuma na ma Carlos Cruz na Carlos Cruz emfa nkonkoje AFCON emra se eno ne de ede ma no contract me no obi anya adwene rich me premise is simple Carlos Cruz first of all wadaroma for no mu profile for the record onye coach at national team level exactly eno ne da ho
ono no dey say
perfect
he comes in fix the problem for
I
you.
like the word he's a quick fixer na adwuma oye no rich beyond say obe fixing ya mama o kakra ya niam ye di ama no e de discipline beba o team no ontimi fa onji bibia that is the reality. So if you go in for AFCON 2027 fortunately for us yet TV ho me no na enya kwan hwe World Cup ibi bro she Ivory ball omo boy omo di free mo mebo patro so Morocco ball or boy Senegal he Kevin mo ball or boy bro AFCON nso kra na ya ba be ko nso Nigeria sa World Cup na wan go bi on any brain never
look at the South African team
but what must say yes bad to trust you me say Ghana ekwakoji 2027 AFCON nyamie no kreni me who sa papa betimi esa no say dia no the be target dia and your papa no ebia I'm sorry right ye hu niam yi yes
Mate Jude ya da se pa na me samo adwuma kuo bi ewo aye Kumasi a ope mo amonim ade pampa because on pam niema company no on pam niema emema niema to be precise na epobi apam ade to ana ehome me pa cha wo yo obi sa na opo company kese enoma ye adwuma mema number ni sisi ya wonso a opeso usua no mo so akonya da okra de mo amusua no ya ma alawa obetimi edi atwitwitwa ho me pa cha company ameka wasemi awo Arantec ya police station or and a company no ewo enti pa cha professional tailor unim ade pampa dia titiru mema niama no me pa cha friend number is ya na onu omo eni komo salary nso eye kama pa 0549 528402 0549 528402 Nefres is here electoral say World Cup or time the dia be wo fie ho so ho na wanya smart TV Samsung TCL Nasco as low as 699 now so no wetimi e dia hwe World Cup matches ni dina fo ye game ya be so obia enso etimi tobi enti bra auto ade ne ye sancho ade ya tuni din atede kase aye raffle eno so no record nti call na akoto ne mani bi 0503 159 and then so common no union practical to makato say computer addition say who abehia pa enti no matter what addition abosua unim computer wasembe de ebe ya pa unya adwuma enye enti kwaye course bit is data analytics CCTV installation and management computer basis and office administration network and cyber security engineering any courses are can in no as professional betimi akọ na onso wetimi ape ugebe no sanso na awofo amutie me momaya wie JHS and SHS no mepam cho mo form nko na nkwede omunkonya computer mu adesua na bibia nya kama emfa ema omo so okuma se ya asesa nso ba stop siwo ne fre 0555 383848 383848 the new Bigo energy drink e just so ani to wunya bia onoma e bebo wie pa hoden no me se asasa den just resort to a Bigo energy drink na ensaw yade so ho emo unya aye ahoden soronko na onso no ebo dwuma kama na bibia enkoye emfa emaw World Cup ya catchem say LG more yani Nhyira Nhyira ni LG more akabom ho na ye World Cup village and into games ni na yeyi awo ho ochena na de che na ho na ebi games no so ho and into the dwumadie ebi herbal clinic omo aso ase na makasa yade enwura ho ensan empio kwati nam yade me pacho wani na wo problem a eno an se okọ ebi no ma sa wo yade oba official kom enkoyi mpacho ko o kidney na problem aba ho a ABA Herbal Clinic Kumasi kwada so Jenase heya na amo market no etro odoman krunsu ya ho 0541 565 199 finally and na P phones and accessories me patro promotion or record promotion akese be and 9 and ekoso sesi abako and it's open mobile phone akuta na usika enso me patro betua half na half na aka na ma untuatua de aka and here promotion number 1 promotion number 2 and say phone odi coffee na problem bi aba ho a omehwe no masan asolve problem no assign at the amount and omatete omanyama nyina so me patro at home appliances TV, fridge, air condition, microwave, washing machine, and it's on Yamana Yusu of no, in na P at Toby. Na assemble and say, yes, to idea, na into the fufro, auto TV, a better the fufro, auto fridge, a better the fufro, auntie, say, open so to idea ho, now say, the fufro, I bet me dear Toby, and now the back on Yamahua, and na P phones and accessories, and I make come for them, Kumasi, a doom, baby, me and son or more. Asena house opposite omo ho Kesman hono adna aye obiba Jacob building opposite Prudential omo PZ busaso penana kwesi adman building enkran from Comadina Zongo Junction Tamale aye Ababo station 0533 093422 anu na P a number I don't know me be lines no so betimi aba no acha wadwen 03208351 83582 83583 bra na echo adwena yentwa ho kakra emfamra menya me first caller na hello
yeah boss
yes sir pacho me too okay also Ghana doesn't need to hire that expensive coach at this moment. We need to develop the local Premier League. Once the league becomes competitive, we've got raw talent in the league, and any coach is okay. Brent Wusukenford and message. I don't know. Hello?
Champion Richardo.
Danke.
Yes, sir. Now, where are you?
Nyamia Dumpa.
Na mentia mo na me mama baso. Na predict and win last week you na results ko say.
Na so na de o unim de oyey.
Oh,
na so there be na so udi ya onim so wadi.
Ebi fa nti ya check ba for Collins mamsabe na Richardo say Carlos Cruz dey say ya jano kwan kra ana
ebi say World Cup ne ka so mfa yenko
na papa iba do betre tu we do ya so ofrenkumo eba mana to aso
o anti no mo man to aso
media ko mo man to aso amepenye sa omo handle team no enko malaye kenso ne mark esia mo omo na nim na football na ni so na mpanyimfo ni bi ngai de omo no mo team no maye ya de ya se be ye project be 5 years project a omo ti match players from under 17 sa do ma national team ama ye ko tournament ya team yakura nim ma go ma
me dance pa okay dan kwe ma check where you know yes u wini enti aya no oba na oba beje eye Macberry butter biscuit edna eye t-shirt so any channel hello sorry hello sorry dan ebony
Champion Richardo.
Rapper in Pacho meet you.
Me boss in Pacho me that pa me chia no be for na me chia ti e bi so kuma de so na baraka na British na chiwa that we need there. Me chia na wa na san ketu akura. Me la me ya ma birthday.
Sound.
No na ki yes ne.
Okay.
Inti me say odi ni birthday na me bo etina de e ba hu kokru. Have France for me tiate. so the piano once na kan say Tatalescu the Latalaska what can say
Tetelesta
ya me buatina ye wi so ho
mate
comment no baba
patrai
da mo comment de na me anwadi o
mate Fairness caller hello good morning.
Yes sir.
Robert.
Yes sir.
Unsu di wo mo nti ubetimi abawai.
Yeah, that's why I want to call you today. I'm a winner. What do you want to play for radio station? And somebody want to say, Robert, you win. And you are sitting there. You don't talk. Why?
Now, say, me started to Bobo Dino. Okay, any more win no. In fact, a dear me Bobo was winning and a moment phone and count. Aha. Florence, Utimia, or Achadia Waha. They send them so about Jenny dear. Cheba for Collins and Robert. I'll bet me about no budget. Very digestive everything. Okay.
Now, wait. Maybe tell me, Papa, Professor Joshua, and Chairman and Negotiate. Now, which can me pay and is there? Me the quote me there. So be it ma. I go walk down a papa. President of company, and you know, I'm going to go on that. In Toronto, I want to be no. I see the man, no, the players no me. If you able to meet for you, but that's your but I say.
Mate, yes, you dance. I'm for last caller na impiam. Hello,
Richardo.
Yes, sir. Patro meet you.
Apia Blantan, you can say fitre. Carlos Clay, or Safasia, Juman Mamma. We make us happy to be Papa Modimo World Cup. Why are the Empire Juman Mamma was Magana Blaster? If you have a queen, you have a job from the Abano boy, Jumapa.
Yate, you dance a pam, Pamcho. Mamma, try to get to Ebimra na ye bar. Birthdays how do I want ye na emfa and sorry yabasi.
Bema wo Junso ni mu.
According to a Ghana Soccernet, some local media no air reported, Sir Coach Carlos Cruz and 24% or 12 Jumadian so na amomano extension and report no kokase. I must say. I'm expecting that you have a 2-year contract extension. Now the target is to win the AFCON 2027. So I didn't sign that extension now. The target I the Carlos Cruz or contract in every year. So all call AFCON, uncle winning AFCON, and Fama a Ghana. Now someone can you ever call World Cup and you catch them and say Carlos Cruz, you know. I did you median man so fan couple World Cup and now you are now think Komobia Hubiano. Yedi yebo World Cup ni man yema sa se ko edi man no se mobakaya sports minister Nhyira Kofi Adams edi nsem wey edi to dayentie bi na afei the story behind the story sa report na eba ni na no yemfam na abeda fomrem na omonso emedi nkomo no bi emfama wey sports minister ebra na Ghana enyema ekoyi ema World Cup na se no yentie di okafa Carlos Cruz on.
If you listen to the fans, you listen to Ghanaians on whose behalf we run affairs. They are very happy with the coach. They are calling, for the first time I'm hearing a lot of people who didn't have any hope in the team saying maintain the coach. But it's a subject matter that we'll thoroughly discuss when we get back home after clinching this trophy that we are all yearning towards. As for the coach, I had every confidence in him that he will do something. When I met him, when I engaged with him, and we had our conversation, and after that he addressed the media and said, yes, he's been coaching for over 40 years, and he's bringing all his 40 years experience to reflect in the Black Stars play. But never has he embarked.
Okay. Minister Emsa Nasama no person working na and it says Abra na World Cup no gusua na Ghana emfim no. Minister so no kasa personally na unya course messages and na omo kasa one na ban any FND na at a point convinced of Papa e friend Carlos Cruz a Juma na obo edema Ghana ti se mutie na asem na ose nsama ni nyina na nyame adom no mbedru fia Oma betenase na oma dwendwen ho no ma hwese oma di dwumadie no be ma papa na ato aso a omo ahwe na omo adwendwen ho now this is the story behind the story so na yɛmfa asɛna ma ɛyɛ betway bɛ ɔmo adi mfie ɛyɛ du na betway sɛ menka nkyɛw sɛ it's your turn it's your turn sɛ onsoro mu wadidi no wadidi yie ɛno nti betway sɛ menka nkyɛw sɛ kɔso a na ayisu ɛyɛ obetway ɛyɛ app no so na ɛfa ɛtwa obeti na wonim sɛ betway deɛ of course ɛba also paa deɛ a yɛdeɛ no boosted nti no wodi a sika no ɛmu adu paa yɛba yɛde a lot of innovations and aba into bet na nipa dodo na akwa ntimi ansua so ho ɛnti no first off on betway ɛnyɛ adwuma na ɛbra yɛdi 10 years yi akyɛde akɛse a yɛnso a yɛkyɛ nso kɔso ana bet na onso enya wo deɛ ɛno ne ato ne din is your turn na bibia ɛnyɛ kama enso emfa emmawa anopa yi ɔmo ane afoforo pika no ɔmo so yɛ na di dwumadie yi ɛde na before meso na yakɔfa adom kase ɛde aba ma men konkran na menwehye miankasa madam for pa James Ohene Dakwa ono na esiu ɛde ma ɛyɛ Jodak fashion awo ɛyɛ enkran abrantie we sɛ wohyia me na kaftan bia hyɛ na African we bia hyɛ me ɔyɛ abrantie we on ne pama me on kan anisa no fe papa menua ɛyɛ Jodak fashion awo ɛyɛ enkran ɛnɛ menua James ADN birthday James baby a obia no happy birthday to you on Samsung face show ni agrokra me ka say ɔhwɛ show ne dendene awo ɛyɛ enkran nyame show na de dawa koma so bia a nice special day in your life yi nyankopon enyani nyina emfama na company nso enyini so na sika bebre emra se na bia no abekoye edi amanti James Ohene Dakwa Jodak fashion awon cry happy birthday to you bro ebusuafo emfam nsia na yenkofa adom kase no emfam remo ye ba ya na obra atoan Monday edition no atos nyame adoma ene de commentary bia ni ochina I betena se di nkomo na afi ye de la commentary assign edi abrem yakra mo nyina
ya de be